This is a late night World Rapid Combat Sports Show. It is what it is. Coming off a day of what many say is Thanksgiving. I celebrated that shit, right? By the way, big up CCD. CCD is for everybody. Anybody who rocks with CCD rocks with anti-racism. It's what it is. Anti-racism in boxing. You rock with CCD, you rock with us. Uh, it's a movement, brother. Salute to everybody. Salute to everybody involved in CCD. It is what it is. Big it up. Big it up, guys. Um, like I was saying though, just came off a day, right? Or most people celebrating Thanksgiving, right? Um, a lot of people don't take it that serious. It's just about eating turkey and shit like that, or gathering with the family, right? I think that's most of the population, right? Motherfuckers just want to eat turkey, chill out with the family, eat pie. Some guys like watching football. That's not me. I just like eating turkey and shit like that, hanging out with family, ask, thanking, thanking God for blessings and all the stuff that happens in life, right? That's my definition of what Thanksgiving was and is usually, right? Just gatherings and camaraderie. Um, yeah, just getting along with your family, right? And also taking a moment. Salute to Sergeant. Taking a moment, brother, taking a moment taking a moment to thank to thank God for everything that happened in life, good and bad, right? Good and bad. It's one of those things where you take a time and you take the time and you ask God what happened, right? What happened today? What did we get into, right?
Yo, 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 yo.
You got the man, you got the man Sergio in here. My bad for taking a little time to let you in, Sergio, but salute to Sergio. Killer be killed, CCD. The movement is what it is. Salute to Sergeant in the chat. Apollos. Salute to Apollo. Um, just like I was saying, brother. I know your stance on Thanksgiving and shit like that. You got your own thing going, but I was saying this. I was saying, you know what? It's my time to thank God for some positive things or for the people around me, stuff like that, right? That's what I think when I think of Thanksgiving. Obviously, the simple things of eating turkey, stuffing, pie, mac and cheese. I got my
Yeah.
vegetables in, so there's that shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But but I'm not
Uh,
sure. I don't mean to
go on,
interrupt
bro.
you. With all due respect, also Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
I was reading up not too long ago. Thanksgiving is like a gay prison term. Also, you
Uh-huh.
remember when we talked about how the Europeans brought the whole
Uh-huh.
the whole mindset of sorry, but I'm sorry. This is I got a cough. The whole
Yeah, I missed
mindset
that.
of the whole demonic type of ways, brother. I apologize
Uh-huh.
about that, bro. That's just kind of embarrassing to me. Yeah, bro. The whole demonic type of shit. How people think about how the mindset about the whole gayism, the whole fagism, and all that type of shit. What do you think about that shit? Like what I just said about the whole thing.
Well, I'll tell you this, right? I think I know where you're getting at, and I said this before. Uh, a lot of the Native Americans in the Americas, they didn't know much about the dirty things in life, right? Until the Europeans came and taught
Yeah,
them about the things in life,
that's right.
right? Like, yeah, you didn't see like the Aztecs, the Olmecs, any of these tribes, even the
Butt
one
fucking.
Incas. Yeah, the one Incas. They didn't put none of this shit on the walls. Be like about homosexuality and shit like that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So basically, also another thing, right? They brought something called alcohol to the world, right?
yeah, yeah,
Alcohol
yeah.
and
They did. They did.
shit like that, substances. And it's not a funny subject. This is not a funny subject about alcohol because guess what? It's still affecting communities, especially the Native American communities as a whole.
Indigenous. Yes,
The
indigenous.
indigenous peoples, dog. The indigenous peoples. There might be. I don't know what it is. I'm not a scientist. I haven't done studies on why some people are more susceptible to this type of thing.
Yeah.
Uh, I do know people who have had issues. God bless them. Somebody real close to me, someone who I love dearly, has had issues with this problem. But I work with it. You know what I'm saying, and it's what it is. So it's not a funny subject, the subject of alcohol or any type of substance abuse, brother. But
Yes,
yeah, it's weird. It's like you stated out that a lot of people don't realize that, right? The indigenous peoples, they weren't into the dirty things of life before the Europeans came and did them dirty. Started. Here's another thing, right? Um, you already got me started on this, right? So I'm gonna say something else.
yeah, go ahead.
What are
Salute.
we? Most of the people in CCD are minorities or colored peoples, right? As I said, CCD stands for everybody. We love everybody. We're anti-racism, right? Um,
Yeah,
but I'll tell you something. This, right? The Hispanic community as a whole, they really can't find their descendants because we're basically offspring of rapes from rapes and all this other shit, right? Rapes on
absolutely.
ranches and shit. Like we don't even know. Like a lot of Mexicans, I'll just speak for myself as Mexican American now.
Yeah,
We don't know our past because guess what? You think they were recording that your fucking great grandma was raped and shit, and then your grandpa was born, or how you think they were gonna record that on the records or where your grandpa was came? They're not gonna record that, brother. Especially
yeah,
since we're mixed with so many different types of ethnic groups, it's not even funny. That's what at least we have that we can't record, we can't really find records of our
yeah.
past. I don't know
So
how it
like,
is with you, brother.
yeah, you know for sure. Yeah, man. They like when the mic, you know, all due respect, right? But this is facts, right? And it's proven. The whole when the Europeans came over, the Europeans consist of European countries, right? When they came over here, you know, they came with plagues, diseases. They didn't know how to bathe. They thought bathing would make them get
Facts.
sick and shit like that. They also talked. They also brought people that what you
TVs.
call, you know, you know, sexuality, like home, gays. They did that whole shit about having sex with another man. They brought all that type of shit, man, and all that shit was never nothing over here in the with the natives, right, and in the Americas, right. That shit was never exist. The Aztecs don't talk about that shit.
Uh huh.
The Latin America don't talk about that shit. North America, the Eskimos. When was the last time you seen an Eskimo get buff up? You feel me? So, and it just goes hands in hands. What Reppin knows more about me and the whole butt fucking shit about the whole gay people doing all that type of shit. What do you think about the shit? What Reppin?
Yo, I gotta ask a question to Apollo's in the chat. Is Apollo's in the chat saying that he knows his whole ancestry? Is that what you're saying, Sergeant? That you know your whole ancestry? Is that what you're saying? That's just you guys? I think a lot of people in Latin America. I think a lot of people in Latin. No, seriously, bro. I think a lot of people in Latin America as a whole, dog. They really cannot trace their shit back
Oh
because
yeah,
realistically,
they can't.
brother, they've been fucking like literally a lot of people are offspring of rapes, bro. Like you know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah. The Spaniards
well, that's
came in.
that's what look at that's what makes the Hispanic men and women so loved by the world. Like we're fucking prized human beings in regards to just the looks because we have so many genetic traits that make you look like myself. I mean, I would say keep it real. Like that's why women have always been attracted to what rep it because I just have it's a Hispanic aura that happens, right?
Yeah,
The Latin aura that
like
we all
Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze the same way, right? Sergeant the same way. I mean, obviously Sergio right here.
Yeah,
There's a and the same thing goes with the women, right? That's why the women are prized by a lot of different ethnic groups, right? Because it's like a mixture, right? But in regards to that, we can't control that because we really can't control. We don't know what the genetics are or past 150 years. If you guys are keeping it real, I mean, I'd be interested if Sergeant knows his whole like past of his genetic makeup and all this type of shit, right? Or who was who, or if it's documented. It's very hard to find documentations past 150 years. Um, Something we're not nothing we're not blessed with. We're not blessed with that as a community, I think, right? Another thing, right? I'm gonna bring this up back to the Native Americans and shit, right? Did they ask for all this? No. Are they better off than they were back then? I can't say they were. I mean, I can't say they were for the most part. And most Native Americans are in real bad shape at this point, right? What do you think about that, though? Kill or be killed. What you think about that, brother? About the shape of Native Americans and how
Yeah,
they've
man.
been kind of oppressed in a sense. We got to keep it real. Like we talk, everybody
Mhm.
talks about, oh, I'm oppressed. There's you guys just getting me or whatever, brother. But realistically, let's keep it real. The Native Americans probably the most oppressed of
Yeah, man.
any group, right?
They've been most of them been killed. I think they killed I think the Europeans killed over 1 million. I think more than 1 million Native Americans. That's a lot, bro.
Mhm.
Um, a
More than that,
lot,
way
right?
more
Or
than
I
that,
think it's
way more
more than that actually. I think it was more than. I think it was like 10 million. I think it was not
more than
million,
that,
bro.
more
I
than
might
that.
be tripping, but
Just the Aztecs alone, brother. Just the Aztecs alone was fucking killed like 10 fucking million of those motherfuckers.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like 10 million.
Yeah.
So you really, literally, Turtle Island belongs to the natives, right? To the Native Americans, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We're natives too, but obviously we're when the Spaniards came, they obviously you know, but the Native Americans, man, they literally got wiped out a lot. I think they got the worst of it. They have
Uh-huh.
more. So put it like this: they have more Hispanics and Black people living in the United States of America than they do have Native Americans, and this is their land. You can't make this shit up.
Yo,
Uh,
yo,
no,
Sergeant,
of course not.
we're
Yeah, that's
not saying.
true.
Wait, let me
Not
finish. Let me finish.
all.
We're not saying all indigenous peoples have been raped,
No, no,
Sergeant.
no, no, no.
What we're
No.
saying though is predominantly the way people were made in Latin America was due to rapes. Like a lot of motherfuckers is not out here like, yeah, let's create a fucking a mixture of peoples. Literally there was ranches. I'm gonna keep it real, and this is actually missing in history. People don't even. There was ranches where a guy would have a rancho and he'd have all the fucking like the workers, and he'd pick his whoever the fuck he wanted to rape. And next thing you know, they have a kid. And next thing you know, what you think that was documented? No, it's not documented. Next thing you know, you have a look and you look a certain way, and you are who you are.
Nah,
And
that's
this
true.
went on for
Yeah.
fucking 60, 70 years, or even longer than that, and undocumented and shit, right? This is before records and all this shit was taken into account. That's why a lot of motherfuckers look a certain way, right? Um,
Yeah, man.
Well, you're right about that, Sergeant. You're right. Most indigenous tribes are spread out, but in Mexico, they put a hard hand on them. And the ones here, obviously, you guys know the nature of what happened to the ones here. They got them on Indian casinos and shit, right? They got casinos and they live in like bad. A lot of them live in bad environments, and a lot of them have a high amount of alcoholism in regards to like other types of things, right? So yeah, man. What you think about that, Sergeant?
Yeah, man. Serge got the point. Apollo has a point. Yeah, man. Just like a lot of the indigenous people, in Mexico and South America, not all there, not them. They didn't get. Not everybody can get raped. I mean, shit. When was the last time you got raped? Or have you ever been raped? We'll rep it.
Nah, hell no, brother. Come on, brother.
Exactly right. So they don't rape all of us, right?
Nah,
So
but we're no. This we're talking about the past, though, brother.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
we're
that's
we're
what I'm
keeping
saying.
it
That's
real.
what I'm saying. They
Yeah, we're
can't
not talking
reach.
about.
It's the same thing. There was a lot of people back then. You can't rape everybody.
Mhm.
Uh, and yeah, brother, that's facts. You can't just rape everybody. So that's why some people got more pure blood than others. That's why our levels is different. You can probably check if you check my DNA with what rep is. Obviously, mine is gonna be better. You hear me? And that's just genetically speaking, bro.
Shit,
Go ahead, what
shit.
rep it.
Yeah, we're probably related though. Keeping it real, since we both have descendants of
Yeah, but mine
Michoacan.
is
So
better though, brother. I ain't
I
gonna lie
don't
to
think
you.
so.
Nah, I'm pretty
I
consistent.
think.
I'm telling you, brother.
Nah, bro.
I'm telling you,
I think we're there. I think
I
we're there.
literally bet you Teofimo can box.
Salute to
Salute to
CCD.
what rep it. Salute, salute to.
Salute to Puro Central
I
for
bet you.
being
I want to
consistent.
bet Puro Sur. I bet drop the link for Puro Sur. I bet you he ain't gonna drop. I want that smoke. He ain't gonna jump in. I dare you. I dare you. He won't. The $5. Oh shit. Hey, listen. Go ahead, War Rep. Take over. Take over.
Yo, so like this.
Sergio got good shit.
Yeah, surgeon's a professor. I know you're a very smart guy, surgeon. That's why. So you everything you bring up is always on point, brother. But I'm just stating some shit that no one talks about. They're not talking about the constant rapings of peoples, right? Um, I'm just piggybacking that off of just saying that it's very hard to find genealogy. Now you haven't debunked what I said, surgeon. Can you find your genealogy back past 100 years? Can you really do that, brother? I doubt you can, right? Because a lot of motherfuckers are so mixed that they weren't reporting a lot of things that were going on. This is what it is and shit. Jump on Pudo. I dropped the link if you want to go in there. Um, but yeah, man, it's just it's like I went into the whole thing. Basically, is what I was saying is this. I didn't want to go off onto some like fucking tangent on this shit, right? But it is what it is, guys. Um, the Americas themselves, from north to south, is taking over, and is what it is. We're all mixed up, and we can't do nothing about it. It is what it is. And Thanksgiving, you can celebrate it or you don't celebrate it. I don't think Pudo wants to jump on, brother. I don't think Pudo wants to jump on, bro.
Oh, Pudo's scared. It's cool, bro. Let him. He doesn't want to join. That's fine. But let's keep going with the whole uh yeah, man. Salute to Sergeant. Um, obviously he works for the CIA. Uh,
No,
he has
Sergeant,
different names. Check out for him.
Sergeant, yeah, Sergeant will. Sergeant literally
He's a
a
hacker.
man.
He's a
No,
fucking
no, no.
hacker.
Let's keep it real. The sergeant literally is an armed special. Is trained in special ops. He knows all
Oh yeah.
forms of mixed martial arts. He is a man that reads many books. Sergeant is a there's a word what they call what do you call these types of
Hookworm.
people? No, brother, these guys that know everything, brother. These sergeant he's a combat sports specialist.
Oh
He knows
yeah, yeah.
combat sports,
Green Beret.
all that shit, man.
Yeah.
Mm,
Hey, if that's Pudo short, I want all that smoke.
What up? What up, Serge?
Oh shit, he pulled up on me, brother.
Puro Sur is right here in the building,
Ah,
bro.
fuck, bro. He pulled up. Now I gotta talk that shit.
Oh man, that's funny
What's up,
shit,
brother?
man.
¿Cómo estás?
Aquí
Bien.
nomás, tú sabes, Holmes. What's up, Rep It? What up,
Ajá.
what's
Sergeant?
¿Qué onda?
Aquí nomás,
yo,
güey. Chilling, cool chilling. Saw you were alive, so I'm like, fucking, let me go
I'm
see
gonna
what's
ask
up
you
with the
something, bro.
homies.
I'm gonna
What
ask
up,
you
brother?
something.
Talk to me, homie.
How far can you trace your past, your genealogy, in
My
regards to here?
genealogy, shit, fuck, not super far, but maybe 3 generations back.
Oh,
That's
okay.
about it, right?
That's about
Actually,
it.
no.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could do more. I just my parents are gone.
Yeah.
I got a European blood in me, so like literally, I don't know any family members of that side of my family.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy,
it's
bro.
a little hard, you know.
The indigenous part would be harder to trace, right? Because, like I was saying, they're fucking
No,
like,
not in my side of the family. Because well, I mean, if like I said, my mom was still alive and my grandfather was still alive, because on my mom's side they have like you know, they don't have the European side. They're full blooded indigena,
Oh, okay,
but
okay.
they're gone, you know. But so yeah, you know, it's kind of hard. I mean, I could ask my aunts and my uncles and stuff like that, but you know, shit, they're old, man. They
But
probably
what
don't even
about
remember.
but what about paperwork, as in researching, documents?
Well, in Mexico, it's a motherfucker, man, because
Yeah.
you start going back. It's all in Mexico. You know, they're backwards when it comes to
Yeah.
that, bro. They're barely getting online. I mean, excuse me, they're barely moving on to digital records.
Yeah.
You know, whoop de whoop and stuff like that. You know, but I mean, with some sleuthing, I don't got the time. You know, I could probably get back quite a bit.
Yeah.
how long?
Ah, shit, I don't fucking know, man. I've never like really like I'm not. I've never really like kind of researched genealogy like that, so I couldn't even tell you how long I could go back.
That's my point. That's the whole point I'm making. A lot of people in Latin America literally they can't go back far because it's like, come on, you think the indigenous peoples were right here recording? Yeah, I was raped over here by this guy, and then all of a sudden he was born because of this guy. Literally didn't know how to read and write, so they were doing whatever the hell they wanted to do, right? At least for the indigenous side of most Mexicans peoples and shit. European probably side would be easier to track, but even then, there's like there's what do you call it? There's blocks on that shit, brother, because a lot of people weren't even recording things. I'm just making a point that a lot of people in Latin America, they're not crying about all the shit that's happened to them. They're just living with it daily, right? Um,
So
a lot of guys in the states right here can trace their shit back. You know what I'm saying? Or even I would even see slaves can trace their way back if they can find certain documentations about being a slave, right?
Yeah, well,
So,
those records were I think they kept their records really well. I mean, if you, but I mean, I'm going by like movies I've seen where back in the days, like the slave markets used to have like those big rosters
mm,
and shit. But I don't know if that's true. A lot of the movies they fucking dramatize, like what's it called, sensationalize all that shit.
Well, I'm gonna. I was talking to World Rep earlier, right today, right when we were talking about this whole thing. I told him that I just out of curiosity, I'm gonna go take a DNA test to take my ancestry, right?
Hmm.
I'm about to do that, but I'm gonna do it with two agencies. I know I think there's three or four that do the DNA thing or more, right? I might be wrong, but I
I
told them,
just know 23andMe. That's the only one I know of.
yeah. So that one, and then I think there's another one. I forgot what it's called, but it's so one of it is 23andMe, and the other one is Ancestry.
Oh, Ancestry.com, right?
Yeah, and then there's another one. So I'm only gonna do those two, right? But there's more, right? There's more. I'm gonna do those two, right? And then I told Will Rep I'm gonna let him know what part of the world I'm from and who I come from and shit. That shit would be cool. Have you guys did anything like that before?
No, no, I have it, bro. I have like familytree.com, I think it's called. I started that, and then my cousin's been filling it in too and shit. So but a little bit, a little bit.
That's cool. Well, I think what Rep said he says he's related to me.
Oh yeah, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
nah,
I
he's
didn't know he
lying.
was
He's
my
lying, dog.
son.
He's lying. He's lying. This guy's lying.
Shit. El Selector says DNA thing is bogus. Don't
I
trust it.
mean, shit. I didn't know Will Rep was my son.
Nah, hell no, hell no.
Hey,
Yo,
I'm just joking with you, brother.
like I was saying though, as selector, brother, that's why a lot of people don't trust these fucking sites, brother, because they kind of like, do they really have a record of every fucking section of fucking the world that they can really trace back? You know what I'm saying?
Not
Like they
50%
literally fucking
or
put a
less.
vast amount of cover on somebody, right? Like literally, especially the indigenous groups in Mexico or even in Africa. I guarantee you they don't know each section of Africa the way it is. You literally would have to go like municipality by municipality to find out what's cracking, bro.
I
Yeah,
feel you.
they said I'm 90% African.
Oh yeah.
¿Cómo ves? Esas mamadas. Oh, I'm like 90. Oh, it's just no mames. You might
I,
be
I
right,
I
brother.
think I think more it's more like 70% culero.
And 30% asshole.
Flaming you, bro. I just fucking with you though, homie.
Nah, it's all good, bro. It's all good. Hey, we'll rep it though, man.
Yo,
Uh,
selector, jump on, brother. Selector, jump on if you can, brother. Give me this side that I know you're from.
it's just coming up with any. What does that mean, brother? What is he talking about? I want to know.
Oh, he's just saying that the DNA tests that they offer
Oh
are
yeah, yeah.
bogus.
You think they just freestyle it? No, I don't think so.
Course, brother. You think they have a fucking vast array? They don't have a collection big enough to fucking really find. It's
So
looking about especially like this, man.
okay,
Sergio's from Michoacan. I have family from Michoacan. My grandpa's from Michoacan and shit, so I'm from
so
that
you
area.
gotta be my son.
Nah, nah, nah.
Nah, fucking.
So my point is this: you think they're out there going from municipality to municipality, checking getting the DNA and putting it in a database? I doubt it, brother.
but
Shit,
see,
not in
look here.
Mexico. They're barely getting on that technology. Not just looking
Hey
up
Exactly,
shit.
brother.
man,
Come on.
Sturgeon going hard on me, bro. I'm about to cry. Being just sergeant.
Look at Selector. Selector says he's indigenous in
He's from
Africa. I
Africa.
believe that. See what I'm saying?
You
Select.
ask him. Ask him. No, I'm not gonna ask him. But yeah, man, Africa has a lot of. Bro, Africa could be so big right now in economy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
You
Go
got the
ahead.
selection on here, dog.
Yo, what's going on, bro?
Oh, what's
Cracking.
up,
What's
brother?
up, fellas?
What's going on, man? So yeah, like I was saying before, yeah, a lot of that stuff, if you know history, a lot of that stuff that they come up with the, like the, they track your DNA, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
Um, Remember prior to European settlers coming across the Americas and over to Africa and over to the Asian countries and whatnot, right? Prior to that, they were not called those countries. It was all tribes. You
yeah,
see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. That's true.
So, and remember, with tribes, they would migrate to different places.
Yeah,
So the fact that they're sitting down here saying, "Oh, okay, this person is from," they might say, "Okay, this person is from, I don't know, Iran, and this person is from Kenya, and this person is from those." That's not what those places were called at the time before the
that's true.
European settlers came over there. And a lot of the tribes would travel from different locations to locations. They would migrate literally across the globe around the world. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So and
Yeah,
so
that's going, brother. Go,
the
keep
fact
going.
that they come up and say, okay, this person is like a quarter a Colombian and a quarter this, but the reality was that's not what Colombia was called before the European settlers came over. You see what I'm saying?
But science gotten so much better throughout the years. Do you guys believe in science?
No, I don't believe the science. It's not about science though.
It's
It's
not
all
about
about.
science, bro.
It's not about science. It's about the tribes. You see what I'm saying? Each person comes from a different tribe. You see what I'm saying? Depending on where
Mhm.
you're from, especially you have to track your tribe, your lineage, your tribal lineage, and that's basically how you'll be able to find what kind of people you are. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most
So
definitely.
you thinking trying to figure out a fossil from a dinosaur would be more tougher than finding a human's tribe? Or what would be more tougher?
It, at this point, like
I'm
where
just playing
Repit
doubles.
said,
I'm playing devil's
no,
advocate.
I get where you're coming from. At this point, where Repit said, he said, there's been so many. Okay, you guys are all from Mexico, right? Mexican descendant,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mexican descendant.
Okay. So the
Our cr-
Mexicans, what natives were in Mexico at the time? It was the just the Aztecs.
No,
Well,
you
there's a
also have
shitload of them.
the what do you call it?
There's like
We have the
fucking
Native Americans out here
there's
too.
thousands and shit. There's
No, like
thousands of them,
what
bro.
were
Thousands.
what were the tribes though?
Chichimeca from where my mother's from.
Yeah.
There's
I forgot
Chichimeca,
mine.
Purupecha. There's thousands, brother. There's thousands of
There's
them.
a lot of tribes,
That's why I
brother.
was going in like that
So yeah,
selective.
you
There's
it makes
thousands of them. They
sense.
can't really
That's
figure it out.
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
That's the only way you'll be able to figure it out. You got to figure out the tribes you're from, not the country, because they'll be like, oh yeah, you're a quarter Dominican, and it's like, come on. But everybody knows the Tanos were running Dominican at one point
But
before they before yeah.
can I and I know this is years ago and years ago, right? But what about it's like now if we fast forward from that time to this time to forward and we say, you know, how they had gangs in Oakland, how we can I know technology is different, right? Right. With science again, right? Technology is different, right? We can mention, hey, this gang had this and this and this sets within this location, and then they already can remember the Aztecs, the you know all that shit that leave a lot of history. I mean, I don't even know where I'm going with this, but I'm just saying like again, I'm just saying like like today, all the history that was here can be travel all the way there. I know technology is different,
Not
but
necessarily, bro.
a lot of people say the civilization was a little bit smarter back then. They also leave like uh uh art
Yeah, yeah, I agree
shit like
with you
that
on that
that
standpoint.
coincide with a certain tribe.
Yeah,
You see what
I
I'm
agree
saying?
with you. Like, okay, prime example. Like, I
Go
agree
ahead.
with you on that standpoint. Like, prime example. Like, you see
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
Caucasians you see here, right? Okay,
yeah,
so if you talk to a Caucasian, I live in Ontario, right? Ontario
yeah,
is Canada, right? So it's just right beside the state of New York. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
in
yes, sir.
Ontario, when you talk to people from Ontario, you talk to the white people. They'll be like, "Okay, where are you from?" They'll be like, "Oh, I'm from Canada." Oh, I'm from Canada. I'm
Okay.
French Canadian, or I'm Anglo Saxon, or I'm some of them be like, okay, I could. Some people they've been here for so many centuries, but when you really ask them, where are you from exactly, they'll be like,
Yeah, that
okay,
makes
I'm
sense.
from Ireland. My family has Scottish descent or Irish descent.
Oh,
You
I
got
see. Like
so
mixed too, mixed.
not even mixed. Just that's where they
The
migrated.
tribe.
They migrated exactly. They migrated from
That's
Ireland,
true. That's true.
and they're from those sections over there, and then they came over to the Americas, North America. You see what I'm saying? Canada, USA, and Mexico, because
But
that's
look
what
what I
North
can also
America is.
say. But check this out. That tribe, that tribe has the if they go to this side, you know, and they whatever they did their life over here in this other tribe, that blood still has blood from this other tribe, so they can kind of connect the dots right there.
Not necessarily, because a lot of times,
Okay.
okay, you have to kind of know that's a problem. A lot of people, like prime example, like myself, like I'm
Okay.
African descent, right? My parents are African descent, right?
Okay.
So, but we're from a specific tribe in Africa. Like I have zero drop of any type of any mix in me. So I know exactly my tribe. My tribe, you know what I mean? We're from the Nafana. We're the Nafana people. That's our tribe. We migrated from Mali over. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? To from Mali over to countries like Burkina Faso and also Cote d'Ivoire, and then we migrated over to Ghana as well. You see what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So you
That's
could
crazy,
my
bro.
tribe literally, like, we don't have a single inch of any type of any DNA. So there's like other tribes, like maybe like there's other tribes all along Africa, and there's also other tribes in certain Asian places as well. There was,
Mhm,
remember, you remember the Tasmanian people, right? That were in
mhm.
Australia, but they got eliminated. They genocided them out. You see what I'm saying? You get where I'm coming from?
I get what you're coming from, brother, and that's exactly what I was talking about. And the way you mentioned it was exactly facts, brother. Like literally, your tribe, you kept their thing, but they were migrating from African country to African country,
Yeah, and
and then they ended up in where you're at right now in Ontario, your bloodline.
not
So
even
how the fuck?
we migrated over. Like we're the
Yeah.
first people to migrate over to Ontario. You see what I'm saying? We're the
So
first. But the
so
reality is we
imagine.
still have our tribe intact. Like when I go back to my town,
Hmm.
back home, it's my tribe is still there. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's still there. Like there's
So
all the
imagine,
people, like we are all related to each other. Like
yo,
every
selected.
single
So
one of
imagine if
us.
they just imagine if they just said on one of these fucking DNA tests that you're just a fucking from Ghana.
That doesn't make no sense because
That's
that's how
exactly
we're
that, but that's exactly what these scumbags would do, right? That's the whole point
exactly.
I'm saying.
So
Like literally.
Ghana wasn't even named Ghana until the British settlers came over there, and that's when they colonized it. They called it Ghana. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm,
After when they got independence, that's when they called it Ghana. Prior to that, it was called the Gold Coast because of all the gold that it contained in that country. You see what I'm saying?
mhm, mhm,
So it contained a lot of gold. It was rich in gold. That's where if you know the British monarch and the queen and all them, that's where they were
mhm,
drilling their gold and they were getting all. That's why they got their wealth. They got their wealth from over there, and that's how they were able to build Britain. You see what I'm saying? Because everyone knows gold is God's money, right? You see what I'm
mhm,
saying? So basically, yeah, that's how they were able to build that. From that, the cocoa and a lot of the resources over there, and they were calling it the Gold Coast. You see what I'm saying? You could go research. You can Google this if you want. You see what I'm saying? So basically, that's basically what it is. So prior to that, though, it wasn't even. They called it the Gold Coast. Prior to that, there was no actual borders. There was no nothing. It was just
mhm,
tribal sections. So you're from this tribe. You're from that tribe. You're from this tribe. You're from that tribe. If you go to Mexico, and you go
mhm.
talk to an ancient Aztec, like a historic one that's fresh, not like they don't have no mix of anything, and you ask them prior to the Spaniards coming over to Mexico, how was Mexico like at that time? And they'll tell you straight up, there was no name. It wasn't even called probably Mexico. It was called probably they didn't even have a name for it. They just had different tribes and different sections in
Well,
that area.
let me hit you with one selector. People don't
Mhm.
even know that the reason the Aztecs are the Aztecs, or what Mexico claims is Aztecs, is because it's propaganda. Meaning they wanted the whole country to have nationalism. So they said, well,
Exactly.
how the fuck are we gonna put these guys to have nationalism and unity? Well, we'll just say that we're all fucking Aztecs. Matter of fact,
Exactly.
keeping it real, 90% of the fucking indigenous tribes hated the fucking Aztecs because they were scumbags
Exactly.
and sacrificed the other ones.
That
That's what no one talks about. And there's like a fucking 2,000. There's thousands of tribes in Mexico, and none of them fucking love the Aztecs. They're like, "Fuck you, you scumbags. We're going to war with
that's
you."
and that's
So
what I'm
that's
trying to
something
tell
that
you.
exactly, brother. So it's hella funny how the way people get away with history and they try to fucking morphing it. Like literally, the way they have a lot of Mexicans convinced that everybody's a fucking Aztec is hilarious to me.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like people don't realize, like even in Africa, right? It wasn't called Africa. Somebody gave it that name so they could generalize the whole entire place. It was all filled with tribes. You see what I'm saying? There was no
Mm-hmm.
name for it. There was no. It wasn't no con. It wasn't a continent. It was a continent, of course, but it wasn't like a continent filled with different countries. It was just a place filled with different tribals. That's
Mm-hmm.
basically what it is. You see what I'm saying? So when you go to Africa, it's like, okay, the tribes, you ask people what tribe they're from. That's how you're able to identify who's who. And then that's where you'll be able to differentiate the different cultures and the different ways of life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, for real.
So that's basically what it is. So anyone who sits down there and does those DNA tests, oh, trust me, the real no. Like the people who are actually from like specific places, they understand that this thing is false.
Of
Oh,
course, folks.
you're half Ethiopian, half Chinese, half Iranian. That don't make no
Yeah.
sense. That doesn't
Salute
make
to
no
witness
sense.
the hoax.
Yo,
So
the
yeah,
funniest shit, like you said, the funniest shit is when they just hit you with the whole region, right? When they say
yeah,
like sub-Saharan, like yo, that sounds some fucking weird.
that's what I'm
Sub-Saharan,
saying.
get out of here with
Sub-Saharan.
that.
Yeah, there's different tribes all over sub-Saharan,
Yeah.
even in Sahara, Africa. You know, what I mean, Sahara is where the desert is. It's like Florida. You know, the Seminoles lived over there. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That they was a huge chunk. They were a huge part of the when you go over to like Jamaica and all those other places. you had the Tanos and these
Mhm.
other groups of people that were living over there. You see what I'm saying? When you come over to Ontario, you have different types of natives in Ontario. Like I've met natives, I've worked with natives in the past as well. You see what I'm saying? It's messed up
Yeah.
because a lot of them, you start to see less and less of them over the years, but I used to see them back in the days a lot more. And now you don't really see them. They're becoming more and more extinct out here.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? But it's messed up because a lot of them were put in like concentration camps. They're put
Facts,
in
bro.
residential schools. They're beaten
Yup.
up. They were snatched out of their culture. They took their
Raped.
land away from them, raped. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? And
Yo,
and it
that's
So
happened.
crazy. Yo,
Mhm.
selector, I gotta go in real quick. That's crazy what you said about the residential home. That's like a hit. That's like Canada's hidden like fucking what do you call it? Holocaust that no one talks about around the world. No one knows about it,
Exactly.
bro.
Nah, they
Nobody knows
don't know
about it.
about it. They don't know about it. They A lot of more. They're even finding like they're even doing construction in certain places and finding old residential schools, and they're finding bones in the ground of like and like buried in the soil and stuff like that. They're finding some of them even buried in the old schools, like bones of little children and stuff. So it's messed up, man, and it's all over like different provinces throughout Ontario. So you'll
can I
find them
ask
in
you a
different places.
question?
Yeah.
Well, well, Rep, go ahead, brother. I know you got somebody in the panel, special guest.
We got witness the hoax up in here, brother.
Oh, salute to witness the
Yo, what's
hoax,
up,
brother.
guys?
What up,
I
witness?
probably won't be here long, but I just
It's all
thought I'd
good.
say what's up.
Yo, get your thought in real quick then if you're not gonna be here long because selector's cooking, but get your thought in.
Yeah,
What you got?
cause whatchamacallit, got the Black Friday sales going on tomorrow, man.
Oh yeah,
Gotta
no shit.
wake
I
up
need to
Oh,
early.
yup.
laptop, dog. So yeah, but go in, witness. So say what you wanted to say about the name of Mexico and all this type of shit. What you came in with.
Oh yeah, man. A lot of people, a lot of Mexicans don't even know that, like the where the symbol came from on the flag. It's crazy, Like I didn't even know what it meant for so many years. I just Googled it one day, and it came from the Aztecs. I read that
Mm,
I guess the Aztecs they had like a uh, they believed that they were gonna find a promised land one day,
mm-hmm.
and when they got to that promised land, it was gonna be like in a beautiful valley, and they believed that when they found that promised land, that they were gonna find a eagle and a snake fighting on top of a cactus in a valley, and that was gonna be their promised land right there.
I love it.
And the name Mexico is also came from the word Mexica. It's an Aztec word also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro, that's some info. That's a lot of, and like I said, they reason they did this is because they wanted to implement nationalism in Mexico. They wanted to get a way to get everybody together, so they wouldn't be fighting. So they had to think of a way to put them under one type of peoples. And to me, that's very controversial. Like I said, because the Aztecs were hated by all fucking tribes in Mexico, realistically.
And
Um,
this is something I need to talk about. I'm not sure whenever you're done, Well, Rep. I'm sorry. Oh, go ahead, Well, Rep.
yeah.
Oh, can I ask?
So go in, bro. Go
Yeah.
in.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, man, on ask Puro is a question I was talking about. I know a lot of people out here suffered. I know slavery goes way back. I was gonna ask Pluto how he feels down from his bottom of his heart. Who do you think suffered the most? Because a lot of people suffer a lot right throughout the years. And we were talking about it because we're trying to like gather the amount of pain because Thanksgiving was like what a couple hours ago, right? Who suffered the most? Is it the Africans or the Native Americans? Who suffered the most? What do
Throw
you
in the
think,
Chinese
Pluto?
too. Throw in the Chinese too, and the
The
Okay,
Japanese.
Chinese
but
too.
I
The
think
Asians
wait,
too.
hold up,
They
hold up, wait,
suffered a lot too,
wait,
brother.
wait. What you guys need to understand is when it comes to slavery, bro, slavery did it like the misconception is slavery
Yeah.
started with the Africans. The reality is no. If you know history and you go far back in
The
history,
Egypt.
no.
Oh, where?
When you,
Oh, damn. How long
if you
ago?
go far back in history, the first slaves were the Eastern Europeans, the Slava people. So people from Czech Republic, Yugoslavia, Croatia, what do you call it? Places like Russia, places like Estonia, places like that. You know what I mean? Ukraine. Those are the first slaves. Those are they? If you go and look up the Slava people, those are the Eastern European people. Those were the
Uh-huh.
first slaves in history. Just go look at it. Go on Google right now and just Google
So
it.
so who had it the
I
worst then?
seen that. I seen that. I
White
seen that
people?
selector. I seen that. I seen that, brother. I seen that selector. The Slavic
It-
people, the
Yeah, yeah.
Eastern, the what? Is it the yeah, the Eastern European?
exactly. They were
So
they were the first slaves in medieval time. The Slava. That's why they call them Slavas
Uh-huh.
yeah,
because they
yeah,
were
yeah.
slaves. You see what I'm saying?
But who had
Slavery.
it? Who had it the worst?
The
As of
reality
right now, and updated
the
like
the
to like.
reality is slavery's there's been a lot of different types of slavery. You see what I'm saying? Like there's been indentured slaves. Like if you go to the Caribbean Isles, you'll see a lot of Indian type people, like Indian. They were indentured workers over
So
there.
like Native Americans had it worse then,
No,
huh?
no,
I
no,
think
no,
I
He's
no.
think if
talking
you
about
want to measure, I think if
he's
you
The
want
talking
to
about
measure
Indians
like
in India, bro.
what I'm trying to tell you is this. What I'm trying to tell you is
Yeah.
this. As far as who had it worse, it's hard to tell. You can't
Well,
really
no, when
tell.
I'm talking about like modern, like
No, but
Americas.
what I'm trying to tell you is that's the problem. You guys are only looking at it from American. This is
Yeah,
it
but
was a
that was just my
it was
part of the question
it
right
was
now.
it was a global thing.
I
Like
think
it
if you
happened.
want to measure like what was the worst genocide of all time,
You
I
could do
would say
that too.
by
That would
far
be
the
another good
Native
question and
Americans.
another good answer.
I would
Then
say it
you
was the worst genocide by far, the Native
Which one?
Americans.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Native
saying. That's
American?
what I'm
no,
saying.
no, but you
Just
guys
the
don't understand
Americas
it. No,
in
but
general.
you guys don't. You guys listen. The Native Americans are still roaming around. You guys don't even know the
But look
magnitude.
at the African Americans. Look how many are like there's
Yeah,
like
they wiped
literally
out
Listen,
like
listen
ninety
to what I'm
compared to
they
Native
saying.
wiped out
Wait,
Americans
like
is
hold
like
up,
90% of the
hold up
you
population.
what I'm
got
saying.
44 million African Americans and you have like a couple million of
But the
Native
problem is that
Americans.
the African Americans, unfortunately, they some of them
But you
know,
see what
some
I'm
of them
saying though.
listen
But you
to what
see
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying though, right?
All right, let me explain this to you.
Oh yeah, go
Some of
ahead, brother. My bad.
the African Americans, some of them know their history, and some of them just don't know their history. The problem is with the African Americans is
Mm.
they've been manipulated by the mass media to think that every single African American was a slave. The reality
Facts.
is, though, if you know history, you know
Yeah.
that some African Americans were actually here before slavery. If you know the history behind when Christopher Columbus arrived to discover the Americas, Christopher Columbus came with a black male himself. His name was Pedro. Go Google it. I'm not making this up.
No, no, no. I know that. I know that. I know that.
Pedro was a black man from, I believe,
But he was the
Spain.
first. He was
No,
literally
no,
the
listen to
first
what I'm
black
saying.
guy over
Listen
here.
to what I'm saying. No, he was not the first black guy over here.
Okay,
You see what
so
I'm saying?
before him, who was?
There, listen, listen. What I'm trying to
No, I'm
tell
here,
you
brother. You
is,
just gotta go.
yeah, what I'm trying to tell you is, in history, people from the African diaspora and people from the African diaspora were traveling on boats across different islands and across different parts of the world. So that, like, people think Christopher Columbus discovered America. That's not true.
No, bro. Of course. Come on.
America was our natives were already on this land, and
Yeah, yeah,
prior
of
to even
course.
Facts.
natives being on this land, there's reports from other people in Africa and other historians and other tribes that tell you how their family members would travel abroad back and forth from Africa over to other islands and other countries
Yeah,
around the
trade,
world.
which
This
is
is
trade.
before exactly which this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
before even slavery. This is
yeah,
well
yeah.
documented, but they don't want people to know that. So
Of
some African
course.
Americans, they just use that to get a rise out of them. They use that
But
against
my
them. They use
yeah, yeah, no,
but
no,
what I'm trying
you're
to tell
right.
you, and what I'm trying to tell you is, as far as genocides go, there, if you go look at Australia, I was saying earlier, the Tasmanian people have been wiped off the face of the earth.
But
There are
what I'm talking
certain
about,
native there are certain native groups that no longer exist anymore. There
yeah,
are
what I'm
certain
saying.
native groups that don't no longer exist.
But when
Like their
I'm
whole entire tribe is gone.
can
So
I
this is what
speak,
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
brother?
that's
tell you.
pretty bad.
Can I speak? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, no, I believe you. But what I'm talking about, who has it worse right now? Like as in
the the the
But I
the,
2021.
think like
the ones
like
who
No, hold
have
on.
it
Let me
worse.
speak real quick. Let me
The,
speak, brother, please. Like, let me
yeah,
speak. Who has it worse right now? Who's living on reservations where they gotta live in that? They gotta live there, and they're living in trailer parks. Alcoholism. I mean, alcoholism is a
yeah,
problem out there in that
yeah. It is.
society. They get treated like shit on this land where their whole family used to roam, and they got killed, wiped out. There literally is less Native Americans than it is Mexicans and African Americans, and they don't have the resources that we have, brother. And then
No,
I'm
I
just saying,
agree.
and this is
I
their
agree with
land,
you.
and along with native people that live in the Americas, which is the the Latin American people and the Mexican people, obviously. I mean, you already know the indigenous
Yeah.
people, right, in the Mexico and all that shit. All those
Okay.
people, how do you feel about that?
Listen, what I'm trying to tell you is the ones who've had it the worst are the ones who no longer exist.
Yeah.
If you were able to wipe out a whole
Which
entire
is mind
species,
blowing, right?
if you're able to, which they've done in several places.
Yeah, yeah.
They've gotten rid of natives in several places. There's certain countries where the native people no longer exist anymore.
That's crazy.
They no longer, like, that the whole entire population is gone. It's to zero. 0.000. There is no longer any of those groups of people.
Yeah, I think that's
Those are the
true.
people who've had it the worst.
Like
Because
there might have been worse genocides, but as far as like the
the problem
biggest,
is the
it
problem
was
is
by
they don't
far the
explain that
biggest.
to you guys. Yeah, they don't explain that to you guys in
Go
school there. They don't
go ahead.
explain it to you guys. They tell you guys that the natives had it the worst. That's what they want. They want everyone to think the natives had it
Nah,
the
I don't
worst.
think they want us to
No,
know
but
that, brother.
what I'm trying
I
to
don't
tell
think
you is
that's what they
this.
want us to know, brother. I'm just letting you know.
All right, fair enough. And
But
what I'm trying to tell you is
it was
this.
by far the biggest. Like as far as like the numbers,
The
they had
native
a huge population. It was
bro,
like
listen,
they
there's
had like
natives
the
everywhere though.
population of like Africa practically,
Native
No,
Americans,
and it
brother.
just got wiped out.
no, but listen here,
But
brother. What I'm
but
trying to
like
explain to you is this:
no, no, we understand where you're coming
there's
from. So look,
other
check this out.
natives that
Native
don't have their
Americans
populations.
literally are less than Mexicans, African Americans, literally less than any Pacific Islanders, less than that, brother. Like, I mean, you can't make this up, and this is their land. But that's why I don't even celebrate Thanksgiving, brother. That's why I don't even can't say I can't even say that word, brother, because it touched like I can't do that. This is where this is where they celebrated when they killed and burned down villages. I can't do that. That's what sometimes my family members they don't understand because they don't know the shit that I know. And I
Yeah.
told them, how about we see each other Saturday?
Hmm.
That's all I said. Is that true? What Rip it or am I lying?
The thing is
You see?
I'm going with Sergeant. I'm
Yeah.
going with Sergeant in the chat on something which is fucking hella weird. The theory of the Bering Strait. Yeah, I don't rock with that theory. I think a lot of these fucking theories that come up with the fucking peoples that come to the Americas or were the Americas are fucking theories, man. And I do recognize though what Selector was saying as they found certain like compounds in Egyptian bodies, brother, from compounds that were only from the America, which was we call it cocaine, I think, right? Cocaine or something like that, in a lot of mummy bodies that basically stated that there was what is the word called people on boats obviously getting to the Americas and getting somehow trading with people from the Americas, right?
Yeah,
You
they were
can't.
doing that way. Civilization is. They try to make us seem like civilization was not advanced and we're cave people. Civilization was way advanced, way advanced. They were doing trade from India to Africa, India
Yeah.
to Asia, to, like, they were going to Siberia. They were going to places unheard of. You know what I mean? People, there was
Mhm.
civilization in places unheard of. There were tribes over there. But they try to make it seem like, oh no, civilization just started when the European settlers started to come around. But the reality was, no, that's not the truth. The Europeans were at one point in a dark age. You see what I'm saying? If Go look up
Mhm.
the dark age and go look up the
What
history behind that. You see what I'm
what
saying?
else?
And how they were able to come out of that. You
I
see what I'm
mean,
saying?
even if you think white people got it good now, I mean, they really don't if you think about it.
No, they got it good. They got it amazing now. They
I
don't
mean,
have
they
it
got
good
it good
now.
like financially, but like
No, they
as
have it
far
good.
as
They have
like
it good.
being, as far as
Oh,
like
like you
being
talking
bred,
about like doubts and it, like the shit that their people did before and shit like
That's
that.
not
like
true, dude. White people are going through a lot of shit right now, man. What are you
yeah,
talking
man, like
about?
They're
dude,
not.
like dudes could like there could be like a nuclear war any day
No, but
because of all this
that's
shit,
okay. But that's
and it's
economically
like kind of
stuff.
like karma.
Hey,
That's economically, but the reality is, though, let me tell you something. If you go look at some of the top GDP growth companies around countries
puro,
around the
puro
world,
sur.
they tend to be white countries. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
because you know why? Because whites have a
My man,
higher
puro
IQ
sur.
on average.
No, not necessarily. It's not
That's
about an
why, dude.
IQ. It's not
So
about an IQ.
we got puro Jalisco on here,
Dude,
Salute.
and
race is real, man.
No, no, no.
You can't
That's not
ignore that
true.
shit.
That's not true
Yeah, it
because
is,
the
dude.
reality is, if you go look at universities, they say the people with the highest GDP, the highest GPAs in the university system tend to be foreign exchange students from places like China and places like Nigeria and places
Because they
like
pick the
that.
best ones. That's why they
No,
pick the
not
best
not not
ones to come over
necessarily.
here.
It's no, not
Yeah, they
necessarily.
do.
It's no, they don't. It's what
Yes,
happens
they
is,
do, man.
bro.
It's not
Listen,
like
bro. Fams. Let me explain it to you, because bro,
it's not like
bro. Let me explain to you. I
dude.
went to school with these people. Like I work every day with people like this. I can break this down to you and let you give you the information that you need to know regarding this. Those people. They're what the education system in those countries is way more advanced than the education system in North America. So when you go to what you learn in what you learn in the eighth grade in North America. So you go to school in say you go to school in Texas. What you learn in the eighth grade in a school in Texas, they're learning that in the third grade in places like Asia, places like China, Japan, places like Lagos,
North
Nigeria.
Korea.
Yeah, those
Lagos,
countries, yeah, but
Nigeria.
not Nigeria,
No,
dude.
no, no, no. Nigerians have the highest. First, go look at their population. They have the highest I'm just going off statistics. They have the highest population as far as people, and they're the most traveled Black people. And also, they're also becoming the nation with some of the most highest IQ as far as when it goes into the workforce and stuff. Like economically, they're trending up. A Chinese, Japanese, Nigerians. Where else? There's a few other countries as well.
Yeah,
Those are
why
China's
some
y'all
of
running?
taking over the world,
Where y'all,
man.
nah, I mean,
yeah that people
where y'all
don't
going to?
realize.
Like, where you like to go to?
People
Yo,
don't
yo, yo,
realize.
wait up.
Go
I got
ahead,
a
go ahead.
question because this shit's what
What?
Killer Be Killed told me this, and I don't know if this is true. Selector, he was
Yeah,
saying it, and I want to know more in depth, right? Because he was
yeah.
telling me, but I don't know if he could explain it. He was saying that there's some type of beef between the Chinese people, or some type of economical beef between them and certain countries in Africa. Is that true?
No,
Yeah,
well,
India.
They're
But
they're trying to
Chinese are
invade
dumb.
Africa.
No,
they're
no.
taking it over.
Give me a
They're trying to
break.
take it
Give me
over.
a break.
I told you, we'll rep it. I
Bro.
told you.
I didn't know that.
You
Chinese,
got to
Chinese.
understand that the United States and China and
They
Russia,
take
they're
advantage of.
playing a fucking game around the
Yep,
whole world, man.
yep,
Thank you. That's basically what's happening.
yep.
But
That's just
it's
the way it is, though. That's how
exactly,
life
and
is.
the way they're staging the
Pinche
system,
puro. Vas a
the
ver.
way the way they're staging their system. China, the way China is operating, they're going for economic war. So
Yeah,
what they're
yeah.
doing right now is they're literally taking over countries all over Africa. They're also going into other Asian countries. They're also going into the
Latin
United
America
States,
too.
Latin America, the Caribbean islands, and they're stomping their flag, and they're also dominating economically. So they're buying up a lot of resources, a lot of infrastructure. They're infiltrating with a lot of government. They're giving out a lot of loans. They have a lot of cash flow. So a lot of that stuff is going down.
So how do they get them out of Africa then, or
No,
how did they find out
They
that they were
deport them.
infiltrating them?
no, they can't do anything. They can't do anything
No,
because
that's false. They
no,
did
no. Listen
deport
to
them.
what I'm saying.
They're
No, they can't.
stronger. They
I'm
can't
telling
do
you, brother.
shit,
I've
man.
seen
They
it.
They're
They
way
can
too
no,
literally
stronger.
deport them, brother.
no. They
They
can't do
locked them
anything.
up and they deport them.
No, this is what they do. They
But
can't
I
do
seen the
anything,
documentary, brother. I seen
bro.
them
Those dudes
going
are
back in the
hustlers,
plane,
let
brother.
man.
You
me
can't
let
tell
me
me
tell you
different,
something.
brother.
They have loans. They give out loans to those
Nah, okay,
countries.
you're digging
S-
way too deep. We're just
But
talking in general, brother. They
no, but what I'm
literally
trying to
deport them,
explain
brother.
to you is no. But what I'm trying to explain to you is I
Okay,
get it.
okay,
You're
but we
talking
got
about
we gotta keep it in
individuals.
context.
All right, you're talking about individuals. Yeah, they'll deport individuals for whatever. But the
Exactly.
reality is, though, they have loans on certain countries. If I give you a loan and you default on that loan, I owned the ports, I own certain things. It's a part of the deal. We sign a contract. Now I own parts of your country. That's what they do. They give out loans that they know these people can't pay back, but they're so desperate that they have to sign off on that loan. It's no different. Look at the United States. Prime example. Apple. All your favorite gadgets, they're all made in China. China owns the United States at this point. They own the United States because all the production and everything that is created in the United States. I'm sorry, what was created in the United States or companies that were made in the United States. All the product is made over in China. You see what I'm saying? And China has a rule where if you partner with them, you have to have a Chinese dealing with them. So they have intel in your patents. They have a lot of information on a lot of different products. So they're able to make copycats and clones on the
They turn
products that you
everything into a
create.
hustle over there.
Exactly. So China, you have to understand, China owns the United States. China is at this point the number one economy or the number one country in the world right now, as far as they're the global superpower. The United States is known for armor, so they have a lot of weaponry and stuff like that. They're known for weapons and military. That's all they are right now creating. Nothing else.
So,
Everything
so you
else is made
basically
in China.
you're basically saying
And
China is great at replicating, scamming, and
Everything,
basically, yeah, that's what they're
bro.
doing, right? They're
Go to
replicating and
and they're
scamming.
go to the
and they're gonna take
universities there.
advantage of
Go
the
to the,
U.S. getting soft too. The U.S.
go
is
to
getting
yeah,
soft.
exactly. Go to the top Ivy League schools. Name some of the top Ivy League schools in your
They should
places.
ban. They should
But it
ban.
can
They
also
should
be.
ban
Uh,
Chinese citizens from coming. They should ban
uh,
Chinese citizens from going to Ivy League schools. If that's what you're
they're all
saying, but
filled. They're all filled with the Boston, Harvard, Yale,
But
Princeton,
you guys, but hold on,
Penn
hold on,
State.
hold on. Let me tell you something. You do know, like we've seen it before, right? You seen how when the United States goes to war, I think it's like a unite. It's like a world treaty. Like even if you have assets in the United States, your shit gets frozen. Same thing with the Japanese. Like the Japanese that were living here, they literally became prisoners, and all their assets got frozen, and all that shit became government property. That shit can definitely do with the Chinese. That shit is not going to be any different, right?
Bro,
So I mean, China's not, if they can if they're getting all this shit. You think the United States are stupid enough to let them just take
there's
all that shit? They can
they
buy all this
it's
shit, benefit it
bro.
from now, and then
You gotta
freeze it later. We're in
no,
fucking
bro,
war. When
brother.
there's
You
fucking
gotta
war,
understand, bro. It's all planned.
unless you're
It's all
talking
designed and planned.
Illuminati type of level,
It's
then
all
I'll
designed.
understand. But other than
Right.
that, bro, when
It's
you're
all
in
designed
war,
and planned,
but when you're in war, brother, it's a whole nother thing, brother.
China,
I
bro.
mean,
bruh.
okay. Okay, so put it like this. I'm I own all the. I go to your house and I buy all your guns, right? And I own all of them. You can't use them, so that's my guns. And I got beef with you. Well, and I go over there with my strap, and which you can't use that gun because I mean, because you got them, you gonna use all of them, right? I mean, I'm just letting you know it's just the same shit in a smaller scale. It's like United States is not that stupid, brother. When it comes to war, this shit activates a whole nother
Yeah,
thing.
but you gotta
You feel me?
understand. China has a lot of money. They're
No,
buying a
I
lot of
get it,
weapons. They
Dude,
but
buy
you
a
got,
lot of their
I think
weapons
the
from the
U.S.
United
I
has
don't
States.
more.
understand what you. Okay, go ahead.
I
They're
think the
buying
Yeah,
their
U.S.
well,
weapons,
more
China
aircraft
doesn't have
carriers than the whole
trannies
world.
in their army either.
bro. Thank you. You hear what he said? China actually, they're starting new laws in their country. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but
Is
basically what
China
they're
part of
doing.
damn,
NATO?
Wait, hold up. Let me explain this to you guys. They're
Okay,
starting
go
new
ahead.
laws in their country. So what they're basically going to do is they want to masculize their men. So they're starting to they want guys they're passing laws where people guys can't play video games. They want guys to go into the weight room. They want guys to start preparing for the military. They want guys to they're basically not feminizing their men but masculizing their men. They want their men to start preparing for
Oh, I
to
heard
be
about
to
that.
exactly.
crazy.
And this is what
Like
I'm trying to
super
tell you.
soldiers type of shit.
Exactly. And they're preparing. China is not play, bro. I went to school, bro, and even
But that
even when
falls
I
under
worked,
science too.
when I was in university, bro, I couldn't believe the amount of Chinese people coming from Hong Kong to my school, the amount of my classrooms, like literally my whole school is filled with Chinese people.
Okay.
Crazy, dog.
This school was 60,000 people, and it's filled with Chinese people. Filled,
And they were
filled with
swole.
people, bro. They were just they
I
were
got a
coming.
question. I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question. Fucking,
Mhm.
by the way, Puro Jalisco knows all kinds of shit. Selector, motherfucker, is a genius. Fucking, obviously, we know that fucking Killer Be Killed knows all this shit too. Obviously, witness the hoax and Puro Central, right?
I don't know about
Um,
Pluto.
so, bro, do you think it's gonna take maybe the Hispanic population, which is more manly? I think at this point, I think it's in the first world at least, it's the most manliest population in my view, right? You think it's
Yeah,
gonna
But you
but they're
take
got,
them
getting
to start taking
brainwashed
over?
too.
but
They're
bro,
getting
bro,
brainwashed.
You think
bro,
so,
but you
brother?
guys
Every
I
know,
hope.
day.
I
bro,
hope
but you,
these weirdos in the Hispanic population start rising up, dog. Because at least
but
I
I
heard
still know a
that.
lot of guys who are men out here and shit. You know what I'm saying?
bro,
I
Um,
heard
LGBT
that.
is being spread into Mexico too, man.
yeah, bro, but
I
yeah, we
heard
need to
that.
get rid of these motherfuckers.
you guys know though that
Well,
like by like 20, I think it's like 2040 or 2045, you guys will be like almost majority United States population, right? Did you know that? I
Yeah,
don't know if you guys
is
have
that a
looked at the
good thing?
statistics. No, no, no. Well, hey, listen. Hey, it's how you guys listen. Once you have the people, it's what you guys do with the people. That's basically what it is. Once
yeah,
you have
but
the population, you sway it how you want to sway it. I don't know how. I don't know the ideologies in Mexico. I know you guys have strong ideologies. I know you guys are very prideful people,
Did
and
you
you
guys
guys.
know that the Native Americans
No, I'm
cracked
I'm
the
just trying to
German
keep it
coast
real.
in World War II?
Mexico's weak
Like
now,
the
man.
Native Americans had it the worst, brother. They literally had all their people swiped up, and then
They
the minority in this
they're
man.
not
That's
even
crazy. We're living
Catholic
in there.
anymore.
This is like the house that I'm living in, bro. I don't even feel happy living in, brother. This is their land, brother. And we it's like their people's like less than like literally
Oh
less than
man,
2%.
we need to move on from that shit, dude. They got
That's
their ass
thank
kicked.
Yeah,
bro,
they
bro.
go ahead.
Listen. In war,
But
bro.
what we talking
Listen,
about actually getting kind of boring, brother.
listen.
I'm
Like I was saying.
actually I'm gonna go to sleep. You guys, peace out. Much love.
All right.
This shit
That's
got
how
kind of
boring the
whack.
boxing fights have
Peace.
been, man.
All right, peace, bro. Like I was saying before, bro. You guys are becoming the majority, or you guys are taking up a huge population in the United States. So you guys have the potential to sway how you want to sway. You see what I'm saying? I know you guys have billionaires.
Mhm.
Like I've heard, they talk about a billionaire over here from Mexico's name. I don't know if you guys heard of him, Carlos. Some guy named Carlos Slim or
Yeah,
something
Yes,
like that.
he's Lebanese. Yeah,
Is
he's
he
from
Lebanese?
Lebanon. Yeah,
he's mixed.
Oh, okay. They say he's a Mexican billionaire over there. And they say he's doing a lot of great work over there in Mexico. You see what I'm saying?
He's
So,
Lebanese,
Yeah,
but
man.
he's his family's been there for a minute.
oh, okay, yeah, you see what I'm saying. So you guys have a lot of people that are actually out here really moving and shaking as far as economically. So you see what I'm saying? It's up to the next demographic to take it to the next level. You see what I'm saying? How do you
Yeah,
want
but
to
you
take
know
over
what
the
Puro,
country? Yeah,
mentioned? You know what Puro, not Puro Centara, Puro Jalisco mentioned? He mentioned something interesting, right? It's the culture. The culture is what, and what you mentioned too, Selector. China has realized that if you really want to get a society strong, you got to have the culture strong, and you usually have the men have to be strong, right? So they're implementing that because they realize that from the foundation, right? And the
exactly.
culture over here, and the culture in a lot of the places, obviously Puro Jalisco mentioned it. They're kind of sissified. They're becoming kind of sissified around here, right?
Yeah,
So that needs to change. That needs to
that's
change
Western
fast.
world. No, that is Western world, bro. Like you're right. It's even out here in Ontario, bro. When I was growing up as a kid, it was like, man, it was like manly men. It's like nowadays, bro, it's just like a whole different beast, bro. It's like I don't know, man. Guys are it's like you see dudes walking around purses now, man.
That's crazy, dog.
Yeah, you see
We see
dudes
it all
walking
the
around
time.
purses. Guys get up in the morning, the first thing they're doing is like, I don't know, like they're just like they're
Putting on
like,
their
I don't know.
tampons and shit.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying?
I think they're called
Mhm.
satchels, actually.
Yeah, so it's
Shit.
it's running throughout the Americas, man. I'll tell you that much, bro. Like China, they're trying to crack down on all that. They are doing a good job. One thing about Chinese culture is very disciplined, bro. Like they're a capitalist country, but they're also a communist country. So
Mhm.
like though they listen, if they have to remove certain people, they'll remove them. Remember that? Remember the protests years ago in Tiananmen Square, whatever they call that place, where they got the police and they said remove all of them, and they literally genocide. They literally
They just
killed every
murked them.
single person. Yeah, they
They
murked
just
every single
murked them,
one of
bro.
them.
Hmm.
They said it's for the greater good of the country. They had to do that.
So what? Let me ask you something, bro. This shit sounds fucking hella bleak. Keeping it real, dog.
Hmm.
Keeping it real, it sounds like a fucking like we're gonna have fucking like Chinese people fucking like being our overlords and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You think there's any way that the fucking structure? This obviously kind of boring for people, but I'm interested in that. You think the structure of China, which is very regimented and fucking very like dictatorial, you think that kind of crashes in on them at some point? People start
No,
saying,
it's
"Fuck,
not
I don't
gonna.
want all this shit."
It's not crashing them on some point. It's eventually gonna. That's the whole goal. The end game is to eventually have them as the power. So
Mhm.
they're gonna be the number one power in the world, and then eventually the whole entire world will eventually cave into the ideologies of China, where everybody's under control. But China will be the number one superpower. So the United States, you know how they're watching everybody over there. You take 5 steps on the street. As soon as you walk outside your house, there's cameras all over you in China. They have
Fucking
the
crazy.
social credit. They have the social credit system. So basically, if you're not doing certain things, or you're not doing this, you're not doing that, or you know what I mean, you're against this political party, or you're saying this, that, and the third about that. Your social credit system will go down, and that's how they're able to basically freeze you out of the system. They're planning on bringing that over to a lot of different places. You see what I'm saying? Like people need to realize, you guys live in the United States. United States is the last free country in the world. It's the
That's fact.
last. It's the last free
We still
country
got
in
a
the
credit
world.
system over here too, though.
No, but not the
Not really
social
like
credit,
out
not the
no.
Social credit. They
social
got the
credit.
social credit score, bro.
Yeah, that one is where they monitor your whole entire life, your behaviors.
And
If you're
social,
not
like the credit could affect your life. You know,
no, but this you're thinking credit
criminal
card.
background records and shit like that.
Yeah, I hear what
All
you're
that shit,
saying.
like could affect your life too negatively. You know.
No, I hear what you're saying, but you're thinking credit card and you're thinking criminal record and you're thinking driver's license. You're thinking those three. I'm talking about social credit, like even things you say on social media. Say if you say, "Oh, F Biden," you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they
That
do.
that could be
They
that
do
could
that
be
over here
that.
too.
No, but that will be held against you now. Now you won't be able to go and do this, or you won't be able to go and do that. You see what I'm
You won't
saying?
be able to buy
Say
groceries and shit like that, bro.
exactly.
I heard that like the Secret Service was going to some comedians' houses and shit just because they were talking shit about Donald Trump.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. But that's the thing. They were just going to his house though. They didn't freeze him out of the system. Now imagine being frozen out of the system. You can't you they take your money out of your account or they freeze your money because
That's
you won't
what's
have
gonna happen
cash.
next, man. They're gonna start
Exactly.
censoring us more.
Bro,
Facts.
exactly. That's the end game. That's the end game. That's the
All
end game.
they're using racism as an excuse to pull all that shit, man.
Bro, that's one
And
of the ploys. That's one of the
and
techniques.
these people don't see that. That's gonna lead us to somewhere else. They
They
don't get it.
use racism, they use LGBTQT, they use you have to be politically correct, they use anti-vaxxers, they use all types of
Uh,
stuff. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
They use the liberal ideology. They use I mean what do you call it?
Anti-God,
Socialism.
anti-God,
Exact
anti-God shit.
anti-God. Exactly. Anti-God. They use government. There's so many different techniques. You see what I'm saying? They put races against each other. They cause confusion. That's the end goal. You know what I mean? They want to confuse you and then
Have
eventually
you
they want to start implementing their laws on you. They're
have you
doing it out here.
seen
They're
that
doing it in
movie?
Canada. They're doing it in Canada right now. They're doing it right now. They even warned us. They've been telling us, like, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. To the point where now you can't even leave the country if you don't even take the shot no more. You're
I don't know
stuck
if
in the
you guys have
country.
seen that movie Equilibrium. I recommend that one. That's a crazy movie.
Who's in
Kind of
that
like
one?
that tyrannical, futuristic government type shit. You know what I mean? I'm into like movies like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Who's the actor in that one, bro?
It's Christian Bale
Oh, okay, I'm gonna check it out.
called Equilibrium. It's kind of like a Matrix.
All
It's a
right.
sci-fi movie, right?
Yeah, it's like a sci-fi movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, my history teacher showed me that one. It was dope.
Definitely,
All that
definitely.
sci-fi shit's turning real though, dog. That's what's
That,
fucking
that,
crazy about Selector and Puro Jalisco. What they're talking about, dog. It's fucking real shit.
Kind of like a
yeah.
They're fucking
Hunger Games type of story, something like that.
yo. They're putting they low key put cameras everywhere. It's almost like they're setting it up, right? Like you see a camera on every fucking corner in the U.S. now, like on stoplights and shit, and you're like, well, how the fuck that get there, right?
Bro, even
It's
your
almost like they're
phone,
Facts.
setting it up.
even
Going,
your phone is monitoring you. Sometimes, have you ever had that thing where you'll be talking about something, all of a sudden an ad comes up on your phone?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's your phone. That's your phone monitoring everything you're saying. Even the conversations you have via on your phone, they're listening to everything. It's not like somebody's sitting down and listening to it, but it's all stored in a database. So they understand your movements. They're tracking you. You're
Almost
being
caught a case for
tracked.
that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. People need to realize that you're being tracked. Everybody globally. If you use a cell
Well,
phone,
yeah, Edward Snowden came out with that openly already.
Yep.
They've been watching
no
it.
one believed them though, bro. No one believed them.
Shit, I believe him.
yeah. So people need to take that into consideration when they're doing things or saying certain things and understand that too. You see what I'm saying? That listen, you're being monitored, whether you like
They're,
it or not.
they're monitoring this live and shit.
Yeah, of course. But the thing is, it's not like
That's
they're
why.
monitoring it, but it's stored in a database. So they
Yeah, I
all
Yep.
heard
have
they
that
have
in.
like secret keywords that they look out for. If like they
Yep.
hear like secret keywords, like they'll start surveilling you or
Yep.
something like that.
Yep.
That's why I say. That's why I say this. I love Biden. Team Biden all day. I love you. Oh yeah, CIA agent.
Shit, man.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So yeah, that's just what it is, man. So people need to realize that, man. Honestly.
That's why I'm glad I never valued money so much, man. There's really nothing they could take away from me, man.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Honestly.
I got nothing they want.
Your freedom, bro.
Shit, that's true. That's something that I would never give away, man. But I give my life for my freedom, though. So and my children.
Yeah,
That's who they want, bro. The kids, bro, because they're gonna try brainwashing their asses to
that's
the level we haven't been brainwashed.
They're brainwashing them with fucking LGBT shit, dude.
that's how they're
Kindergarten
getting
shit.
them.
I feel.
If you watch the TV, if you have your kids watching television, like those cartoons, now you have LBB, whatever that QT plus. They have that all in the schools. I mean, all in the schools, all in the television shows. They have to add that in the TV shows, the kids shows. So that's how they get the kids early.
It didn't have like a
Dude,
gay
man.
Superman or a gay Spider-Man, something like that.
Even
Oh
freaking
yeah,
Elmo, freaking. They
oh
even
yeah,
got Elmo, man.
oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't know. When do you guys live in San Francisco here or not?
I'm close. I mean, relatively close. I'm in LA.
You're in LA. And
Yeah.
LA's and San Francisco's like I've heard it's like one of the most LGBTQT plus cities in the world.
Yeah, they have a section. Well, I mean, most places have a section, but they have like a famous section called the Castro.
California in general.
Yeah,
Yeah,
California's really liberal.
Richard Nixon once came out and talked about that. He said, "Remember that line he said about San Francisco? He said he would never shake a man's hand from that San Francisco.
I don't remember that, but I mean,
Yeah,
I wouldn't doubt it.
he said, yeah, it's the most faggoty ass place he's ever been to in his life. You see what I'm saying? So that tells you everything right there. And that was back then.
Yeah, it's been there for
There's
years.
some of
They
these
also have
schools.
the Church of Satan there too, right? The first one or something.
Over there in Frisco,
Bro.
I actually have no idea.
Yeah, that's what I read too.
Some of these schools are
That's the
named
truth. He's
after
dropping facts
racist people and shit.
Lots of weird ass shit there, man.
Oh, yeah.
for real. Yo, he's
Yeah.
dropping facts. What's the name of the guy? The fucking weirdo. They say he was actually the fucking. He was actually the real father of like Barbara Bush and shit. The guy who ran the Church of Satan, bro.
Dude, these
Anton
schools are
McVeigh?
named.
Anton McVeigh or something like that.
These schools are named after some pieces of shit, slave owners.
Yeah, Bushes are pieces of shit.
Mhm.
The Bushes are pieces of shit, and I'll say that these guys are weirdos or scumbags. A lot of these guys are involved in secret societies. But I'm gonna do a disclaimer though. I love Joe Biden. Joe Biden's my president. He's the greatest. But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro.
Yeah, all the famous families, all the people like the billionaires on top of the world, man. They're I've heard, the conspiracies and shit like that. That they do some crazy shit.
Bro, not even just billionaires, bro. Politicians, affluent people, influencers. They all have their purpose. You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
They all have their purpose, yo. They're all in different kinds of meetings, and they're all told what they have to do and say.
The influencers for sure, brother. The influencers are the new ones that you see that you're like, how does this guy even have fucking like a million fucking all this? I'm like, this is all the show. It's probably just like a government shit that they got this guy to influence people.
And you guys think the influencers, they just have the influencers in the United States? No, they got them in Britain too. They got them in Austria. They got them in Russia, Europe. They got them all over the place. You see what I'm saying? They got them in every corner, bro. Every corner of this planet Earth, bro. They got them everywhere. So if you think they're influencing, they're from what I heard, you see what I'm saying? Bro, they're tapping in with everybody, bro.
Yeah.
It's easy to brainwash people now because of social media. You don't even have to. You can just colonize their brains through the fucking internet, man, without using any guns or anything.
No, yeah, we saw it, bro. What happened when the plan thing came out, the pandemic or whatever came out? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You saw how a lot of people caved. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys caved, but a lot of people caved when they told them, "Hey, come over here, wait in line for this." That was a test one right there, bro. That shows you. That showed them. Can't
We
go to
failed
work if
that
you don't
test,
take this. You can't go to work if you don't do this, man. You see what I'm saying? That's how they.
Like, you know what pissed me off about that? Like, I'm not trying to be fucked up, but like, they were rioting over George Floyd, but they weren't rioting over the fucking vaccines, dude.
Bro, that's what they did that so they can get rid of the guy, the what's his face, Trump out of the office, bro. You know that.
I'm gonna say some controversial shit here. I'm gonna say some controversial shit, and then they chose a guy. I don't know if this was all a stunt. I don't want to add the conspiracy.
Dude,
whatever.
I think all that shit's fake, man.
It was all fake.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. It might have
fake.
been
I
like a
thought it
whole
was
fucking
fake too.
stunt, dog.
Bro,
it might have been like a whole stunt and shit, bro.
It was a stunt, bro. It was a stunt. I believe so too, bro. Because bro, there was certain stuff that I was looking at, bro. I was just kind of like, how is this happening right now? and you're
Fact.
getting away
And
with this.
they're trying to censor people from talking about this shit.
They're trying to cause divide too. Everything.
Yeah, I see that.
Definitely. Definitely. That's the goal. But bro, divide. I think the reality was to remove a certain guy out of there. And then once they're able to get that guy out of there, then they could start implementing the other, because the other guy's half dead anyways, right? He's not even half dead. The other guy's he has whatever, I don't know. This guy, he may have, I don't know, his brain is gone. I don't know. You know which guy I'm talking
Well, you know
about.
the other guy. You know the other guy selector. The
Yeah.
other guy I knew was cooked. The other guy I knew was cooked once he turned on everybody when he said, "You guys, we're gonna do something very beautiful. We're gonna give you guys something that you guys can all go back to work and we could go back to normal. And I'm gonna implement it."
Yeah.
He's the one
Yeah.
that did it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He turned on
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, he
Scumbag.
turned on everybody. He did. He definitely did. He's, you know what I mean? And then they brought a guy in there who has mad cow disease. You know what I mean? Basically has dementia. The guy's dementia, and he's sitting down there. He's running a country.
Well, look
And
at the
then-
presidency. I mean, you have to be a
can't
certain
trust
age
these guys.
to be president. It just kind of doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. The guy can't even talk, man. The guy can't even talk, bro.
This fucking country's a joke now, bro.
I heard they made Kamala
For real,
Harris
dog.
like an hour.
Real as
Kamala
shit. Real
Harris.
as shit right here. Son.
Brain dead president, fucking trannies.
Yeah,
Facts.
it's a tragedy.
Yo, Kamala
bro, I'm
Harris
telling
is
you.
a fucking ratchet, dog. I hate to say it, Kamala Harris is a ratchet,
She's
bro.
304, man. 304, man. Like,
Yeah,
she's
she's a
she used to
pit
get
bull.
around back in the days, bro.
She looks even more evil than fucking Biden, bro.
Yeah, I heard she was. I heard a lot of bad things about her in California when she was running California back in those days.
Bro, I
That's
knew
all right.
somebody who worked with her, dog. I knew a dude who worked with her
Yeah,
in San Diego. I knew a dude who worked with her in San Diego. I'm telling you, bitches. She's straight up bitch, dog.
yeah.
Bitch in regards to bitch, the word bitch in every sense, all that type of shit.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just
yeah.
second in command of the fucking free world. It's fucking crazy.
It's a joke, man. It's a joke. That's how happens. You can manipulate, control the people, man. Like people,
Becoming easier too.
It's easier, bro. I don't know if you guys follow like Canada and what we got over here. We got the guy Justin
do, bro.
Trudeau.
No,
Yeah,
I
dude,
don't.
he's a fucking dictator. He's a dictator, bro.
Bro, he is. He's fucking the worst, bro. He's the worst of the worst, bro. Liberal to the.
He spit out Castro's son, by the way. No joke.
That's what they say. That's what they report, bro.
Oh yeah, crazy.
A lot of people are not happy with his decisions. You see what I'm saying? I'll tell you that much. A lot of people are not happy with him. They can't stand him. He got rid of a lot of guns. Can't carry a semi-automatic anymore. Can't even buy one anymore. You got an AR-15,
bro. And you guys can't get him out of there, brother. That's the crazy thing. Like the man could literally stay there forever. And I thought it was a democracy, brother. It ain't like that there, bro.
He called an election and then won again, and now he's stuck. He called an election very fast, won again, and now he's back in, bro. And you can't. It's hard to get him out. And there's no. All the other guys are the same now. They're all. It's like literally the different parties. They're all the same parties. You see what I'm saying?
It's kind of like here. There's two parties here, and that's it.
Yeah, bro. Over here, there's like what 4 or 5. But the sad part is they all have terrible ideas.
There's actually just one party now here.
Right?
Honestly.
I feel you.
Facts. There's no double party no more, puto, or even fucking 3.
Shit.
It's fucking.
When I was growing up, there was like 5 or 6 and shit, and now there's 2. But it's 1, yeah. But they're both bullshit.
And that's the problem, man. Like honestly, it's like, bro, they're tight. Now it's starting to. Now you guys are starting to feel that China effect, bro. That's what they're trying to do. Just squeeze everybody, and just start dictating everybody, and everyone just caves in.
Yeah,
it's not going to get real to what. It's not going to get real to what's happening in BC with the supply chain, brother. Once it happens like that in the US, small birds are going to be like, what the fuck?
Oh, man, bro, I'm telling you, bro. It's going to happen, though. Give it some time, though, bro. You're going to start seeing it, bro. My advice to every guy, bro, on this chat right here, bro, is just, bro, honestly, just save up your money, man. Invest your dollars. Buy as much ammunition as you can. Buy as much weapons as you can. And just start to prepare, bro. And if you can get property, you can get land, whatever you can get, farmland, get it.
4x4.
Yeah, 4x4. Literally just start to hoard things. You know what I mean? Hoard. You see what I'm saying? All types of stuff that could protect you and your family. Because, bro, by 2030, bro, it's gonna be over, bro. Like it's gonna be not over as in over, but like, bro, it's gonna be some hard, tough times, bro.
Dude, if World War III starts, bro, it's over.
Now
yeah, yeah.
there won't even
That's
be no,
over.
they don't even do wars because nowadays machinery and robots. The wars are all with drones and stuff like that now. They don't even do like they're not gonna send guys to run around with, you know what I mean, AK-47s, or you see what I'm saying, or whatever, you know what I mean, Uzis and stuff like that. Not, those days are over.
I think if one
Straight drones, drone
if
technology,
one
straight
country
robots.
I think if one country uses a nuke again, like I think that shit could just set off like a fucking time bomb. Like a bunch of countries just start setting them off. You know,
Yeah, and that's it's over now. Then it's really over.
it's over.
But
Yeah,
that's what I've always contemplated, even for oh shit, the last 15 years. Selector, what do you think the people, the puppeteers, if you call them, what do
yeah.
you think they ultimately want? Is it power? Is it money? What do they
Uh,
want?
I think it's power. That's all it boils down to, and I think it's control. They want to control everybody. They want everybody under their nucleus. Do you know people? They don't want no more free thinkers. They don't want none of that stuff. They want everyone to think the same. They want everyone to be the same, and then eventually they want everyone to cave into to basically abide by their way of life. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
So
no more free thinkers. That's what the
So
end game.
I feel you. And so
it
the reason
sounds
I asked
crazy.
that, oh, go ahead, Rupert.
It sounds crazy, brother, but it's a form of Satanism, brother, where they think they can control the world and they can control it in their own means, and they make their own laws. They are God in a sense, right?
That's what it boils down to. That's what they think they are God. You see what I'm saying?
I feel
That's
you.
basically what it boils down to.
So
But
the reason I asked that is like, so war is kind of like out of the question, right? Because I mean, any war between any like say nations or factions would, I mean, they're all nuclear powered. I'm sure that would just
yeah,
kind of like end the planet, right? It would kill themselves as well, right?
yeah. But I think it's highly unlikely that's going to happen though, just because of the way the world is going. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I think what we're going to see more
Bro,
often.
we have used nukes in the past.
Yeah,
No,
but
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
I think with
Elites,
technology with
elites,
robots.
elites never get touched. Elites never get touched by war, though, man. Like I literally,
No,
when
they got
fucking
bunkers and shit.
after Germany was destroyed, they already had bankers in there making money. Everybody was there. George Soros literally made all his money off of this fucking war, dog. So
Yeah, a lot of people did. Yeah.
they're ready. Chaos. They're ready for chaos because they're already bunkered down. I don't know if you guys seen those things where a lot of the billionaires have bunkers like in New Zealand and
Yeah.
shit. They're building like
Yep.
big ass bunkers and shit.
Yep.
So they're
Well,
ready, dog.
bunkers. You're right. They have bunkers and iceberg homes. So they got houses with like it'll be like 3 stories up and then 7 stories down. They build underground now. They're building their homes underground. You see it in London, you see it in other parts of the world, but predominantly London, a lot of elites, they build iceberg houses. So 3 stories up and then it'll be like 6, 7 stories down. Just
James
digging
Bond
down.
shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, bro. Bunkers is essential, man, because hey, you can protect yourself. You know what I mean. You can hide out there. You know what I mean. I know in Mexico, you guys build a lot of the underground, like the underground type of tunnels and stuff like that. You guys are
Well, we're
notoriously known for that.
yeah, where my mom is from, Guanajuato, like the main capital, Guanajuato. It actually it's the city's built like kind of like you're saying, like holes in mountains. Like it's pretty cool actually. It's like the roads, they're like literally like a hole through the mountains and shit.
That's crazy. That people got to start thinking creative like that. I know even back in the days, like I don't stop. This is not stereotypical or anything. Don't take the fences, but the cartel they used to build that kind of stuff as well. They would have like I've seen stuff in the past where the cartel would like import export product over from the United States to Mexico with underground bunkers, like where they'll be
Yeah.
riding bikes through them and stuff like that.
To this day,
Dude,
that still exists. Don't ask
Oh
me how I know
wow,
that, but I know it. But that's facts.
that's
Yeah,
crazy, man.
that movie, The
yeah. They
Book
got
of Eli, is like one of my favorite movies too.
Which one?
The Book of Eli,
Oh yeah, it's a good. Oh shit, man, makes you think, huh?
like an Armageddon type of movie and shit.
And that motherfucker
Yeah.
wants a Bible, bro. That's all he's looking for, a Bible, because he knows he can control motherfuckers with it. It's crazy shit, huh?
Yeah, that's basically what they did, bro. That's what they did. That's what the Europeans did to a lot of places.
you know what
Africa,
they yo, you
they
know what
did
they
in
do with those
Africa.
tunnels? Selector, you know what they do with those tunnels
What they do with them?
in Mexico? So they'll get you, they'll go over there and say, I'm gonna pay you, and this is like a round number, right? To say I'm gonna pay you 20,000 a day to work in this tunnel, right? So if you're
Yeah,
like, if you know about ventilation, if you know about HVAC, HV, HV, HVAC, which is heating, heating,
Yeah.
ventilation, air conditioning, they would like you. If you know about electricity, they like you. If you know about construction or digging or any of that shit, they'll like you. So they'll literally hire you for $20,000 a day, dog. At
Jeez.
one of those things,
That's
right? The problem is, um, depending of when you get there and depending on what time you're there to finish the job. If you finish the job, you're gonna end up in the job, meaning they fucking bury you alive in there. They fucking get rid of you because they don't want to know. They don't want anybody to know where the fucking tunnel's at or any
which
snitches.
understandable. Yeah, which makes sense,
So they're
right?
paying you 20. They're paying you 20 G's a day, but at the end of the fucking work, if you're there, you're gonna get cooked. So
No,
that's just a
valid
little.
point, right?
Yeah.
You could potentially give out information that they don't. That's what even the elitists do.
hmm
They get rid of you. You know what I mean? They'll use you for what you can use you for, and they'll be like, okay, your time is up. Now you can go.
hmm hmm Yeah, and
It's That's how it is. You know, they
there's
say
stories
there's a
like that
saying.
around. I
Was
don't know if
it
you ever
dead?
heard about Poodle.
What,
Yeah.
brother?
What I just said.
Oh, sorry, I spaced out, man.
Oh,
Can
he's
you repeat
spaced
it?
out.
Sorry,
So
sorry, brother.
I said that they will offer you $20,000 a day, depending on what your profession is or what your trade is, um, to help build one of those tunnels, for the cartel, right?
Oh yeah, okay,
So
I
if
remember
you're
now.
so if you do heating, ventilation, or air conditioning, if you're an electrician, if you know how to do construction or any of that shit, they'll get you, hire you, they'll give you 20 G's a day. But by the end of the fucking hale or the end of the job, you're gonna be in the job and they're gonna bury you alive in that shit because they don't want you to fucking tell you. They don't want you to tell the
They don't want
information of,
to tell for that shit,
yeah,
Yeah,
brother.
right? To
yeah.
pass it, they'll be fucking shoot you while they're paying you or some shit, or pretend to pay you.
No, they'll kill you. They'll bury you at the end, brother. After that, they'll bury you're
Shit.
done, bro.
Well,
You know
now
the
I know
saying,
to
bro.
fucking not take the jobs from
Yeah,
to
take it
make
halfway and then go
tunnel.
back. Take it
Because
halfway
I'm
and
an
then fucking get out of
electrician,
there.
bro. Because I'm an electrician, so
Yeah, no,
I know
no,
not to
take
take
it
it.
halfway and get out of there.
I'll be like, fuck that, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Bro,
I'm out
They
of here.
might have a stream of some loyal employees, maybe.
yeah. You know the saying though, bro. You know the saying, dead men tell no tales, right? So,
Fuck yeah,
so
or
'Cause
history,
I know
his
they,
story, right?
like in the
mhm.
movies, they get like chicks that are like butt naked, like fucking weighing drugs and shit.
Well,
So I'm
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
sure
because
Yeah.
you can't trust nobody,
they
man.
need
That's
some type
real.
of employees, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's real.
People gotta
Or
realize
history is
that's
winning by the winners too. I always like that one.
yeah, definitely. Definitely, man. Definitely. I know that they don't play around because
Yeah, you can't
they
trust
sup-
nobody.
they supply all of North America, man. Like literally the truckers over here, they get all their stuff over there and they bring them over here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
if
I don't want to get too much into like snitching or
yeah,
anything.
yeah,
Obviously, the
yeah, we'll leave that alone. We'll leave that alone.
Yeah,
selector,
that
but
we
I'm
ain't
gonna
no
tell you something.
snitch. We ain't no
I'm
snitching.
gonna ask
I
them.
love you,
I'm gonna ask
Biden.
them. Yeah, don't ask about it. Don't ask about it. Don't answer any direct question, but I want to know this. So, what do
All right.
people do to get around the weaponry over there, brother? Because I know I've seen it. It's locked down. I've seen guys get raided. I've heard of people get raided in BC, Canada, brother, for having certain weapons.
Oh, bro. Okay, so bro, basically, you can have a non-restricted firearm. So like basically a non-restricted, you can have a restricted. So non-restricted would be like hunting guns. So like a rifle, certain type of hunting guns for because there's a lot of hunters out here. There's a lot of wildlife. There's a lot of you know how the layout of the geography is over here. So you can have hunting guns, you can have non-restricted. So like Beretta, you know, what I mean Smith and Wesson, certain types of handguns. But as far as semi-automatics, stuff that shoot like 500 rounds at once, you see what I'm saying? They basically banned all of them. So anyone who has them can no longer use them. They're even asking people. They have those programs like gun buybacks and all that stuff. But
That's gay.
oh
Those gun
yeah,
buybacks are hella gay,
it's
bro.
stupid. It's stupid because look,
I've
why
never
would you
even shot a
say
gun before.
If you're
yeah,
good with metal, you could even make one at home.
yeah? See, that's
3D
the
printer.
thing.
3D printer.
3D printer, yeah. See, that's the thing. If they catch you with a 3D fake gun out here, they're gonna throw you in jail. You might have to do some time for that. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
zip gun.
Yeah,
Shit.
You know what the biggest scam was? The biggest
yeah.
scam when they said we're gonna give you a $2 toy made in China for your gun
It's
in the hood.
ridiculous. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah, literally
Guns
that's
for
that could have
boys.
fucking yeah, literally they could have like put it on sale and sold that shit for thousands of dollars, but these scumbags did the whole thing where yeah, toys for fucking guns. Like you scumbag piece of shit.
That's
They
not
could
true.
have literally sold it. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
stupid. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Honestly, in a time like this, bro, you should be hoarding as many guns as you can. If as you can, you should be hoarding. If you don't have a license, go get a license. Get as many as you can, because there's gonna be a day where you'll not even be able to own one.
I
What you
never been
think
a gun
about
guy,
gold?
man.
Yo, Selector, what you think about gold? By the way, Selector works in economics. That's why I'm asking this. What you think about the prospects of holding gold in the
Now,
crib?
gold is. I always tell people like gold is like gold. From what I was taught and from what I know, like gold is God's money. You see what I'm saying? Gold and silver. Gold is a store of value. So if the
It's
shit
natural,
hits
right?
the fan, exactly, it's natural. It's from the earth. If shit hits the fan, society goes crazy and bonkers. Gold is, remember, you could they use gold and silver and certain types of minerals to make certain things in this world. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys remember the TVs, the big old TVs from back in the days. If you were growing up in the
CRT.
yeah, the 90s and stuff, you'd have those big back TVs. Those TVs last 100 years, and if you took those TVs apart, they would have certain types of minerals in there. You see what I'm saying? And in some instances, they may even have a little bit of gold in some of the wiring or something of that along those lines. Gold is used for so many different things, and it's God's money. It's a store of value. Gold. So it's buying gold bars an ounce here. You know what I mean? Buying an ounce there. Smart idea. You can never go wrong with it. People are telling you, "Oh, the gold is useless. It's just a big nugget." It's a store of value.
No,
Cash is going down. Cash is, you know what I mean, the you know what I mean, with inflation and the way they're printing out cash globally around the world, cash has no real value. But
the
if you buy,
dollar is worth
mhm,
is not worth anything
exactly, it's not
because it's
worth
supposed to be
anything at
backed by
all.
gold, right? Our Federal Reserve note.
Exactly, exactly. Yep, in the United States, you're 100% right. But then they just started printing out the money, and the gold wasn't backed by anything. But gold, you can always buy gold. Don't listen to people telling you, "Oh, don't buy gold, buy this or buy that." Like gold is important. It's a store of value. You should always have that in your portfolio. If you don't have some, you should get some now because you never know what can happen in the future. You see what I'm saying? You can always pass down gold bars to your family. The Prince of Saudi Arabia and Sheikh Mohammed and all those guys, and the you know I mean the Crown Prince and the Queen of London, the Queen of England, and the Chinese. They all have tons of gold in their storages and stuff like that in their archives. So why shouldn't individuals get that?
What you think about this lady right here, Selector? I know
Mhm.
it's hard to talk about this. You don't even have to say her name because I know certain
Oh,
that country's still related to that. What you think about the elites? How they do things to live longer, brother? Like you know what I'm saying? Like
oh,
this lady literally is like fucking 200 years old and still alive and kicking and destroying the world. What you
She's
think
yeah,
better
about?
than Biden.
yeah. She's what, 95 right now? Is that what they
That's
said?
what they
She's
say.
reported.
That's what they say, but she's
Yeah.
probably like 150.
Yeah, like
They,
honestly, bro, like their history. Their history is a lot of bloodshed, bro.
they got the
Like,
best doctors.
a lot of bloodshed. Yeah, they got some. I wonder who their doctors are, bro. But a lot of bloodshed, man.
They ruled the world behind the barrel of a gun
Yeah,
for
definitely,
centuries.
Well, let me
definitely.
tell you.
That.
Let me give
Mhm.
you guys some knowledge about this. Did you know what scientific and it's fucking sad that science proved this. It tells you the state of science itself that science is turned into fucking satanic and it's also turned into like mad scientists as they say.
For
But
religions, it's
science,
always been satanic, bro.
no science. I'm saying. So here I go.
Yeah, science. That's what I'm saying. For religion,
Yeah,
for religious people, for the people that run religions, science has always been a satanic.
I'm. Let me go in. Let me go in, Fiddle. Let me
Go
tell
ahead,
you
brother.
why.
Go ahead. Handle,
I'm saying
handle, handle.
so. The reason I'm saying this is because they go and do things like cloning or start doing weird shit where they try and inseminate like monkeys with humans, bro. That's fucking like or babies or start doing weird like experiments with babies and shit, right? That's the type of science I'm saying that's fucking despicable, right? um, Also another form of science despicable is the study they did with the baby plasma, right? What do I mean by this? Back in the days, the ancients, kings and Romans, and as it would go through lineages and lineages, they would do something. What they would go against peasants, and they would get babies from peasants, and they would chop them up and bathe them with blood, right? Supposedly they would do this because in the queen's eyes, queens and usually queens and men's the kings, it would rejuvenate their skin, right? And you can go look at this up in history. This isn't me making it up. This is what they would do. Literally, these sick bastards would do shit like this, right? Well, modern science, again, that's why I say fucking scientists are fucking weird ass scumbags. They actually proved this to be true. They proved that fucking bathing in baby blood somehow it has something in the plasma that it keeps you rejuvenated. You guys can go look this up yourself again, and I hate that I know this, but it's true. That's why I always figure out that this lady's probably bathing in fucking baby blood or something like that, or these royals, because that's the fucking lineage of what these royals and people in elites have been doing for a while, passed down from the Romans, and down and down and down, right? Um, by the way, all these people are fucking related. Like people don't even realize, like what's his name? Anastasia was related to this bitch right here, right? The one from Russia, and the Romanovs were related to her directly, right? Same thing with the Kaiser from Germany. They're related to fucking Elizabeth. The man from Spain was related to Elizabeth. They were all fucking related and inbred. Even the fucking French guy was related to this motherfucker.
And the
right?
Holocaust was evil, man.
That's what I'm saying. So my point is this: I have a feeling this lady's probably bathing in baby blood or something to that extent. What you think about that, Selector? You think that's fucking out of this world, or do you think? I don't know if you've heard of the past of what
No,
they would do.
I didn't know about that. Like this is like new information to me. It's pretty interesting to say the least, bro. Wow.
And the
We have
crazy thing
real
is, the
primitive
scientists.
minds.
Yeah, the crazy thing is that modern science went and tried looking up to see if it was a provable thing, and they fucking proved it. They said yes, this fucking plasma, the baby plasma, somehow has a way to regenerate the body if you bathe in it. Theoretically,
Stem cell
you know,
research or something like that.
huh?
I think it's called stem cell research or something like that.
It's beyond that, bro. It's literally just getting a fucking baby, cutting the fucking neck off of it,
Just
and
eating it
bathing,
like that.
bathing in the plasma. And yeah, some people do eat it, so it's fucking hella weird.
Mm.
But literally they would do this. This is not like I'm making this up. You guys can go look it up in history that kings and queens, they would actually bathe in fucking. They would have all kinds of weird
I
ways to
wouldn't
stay
doubt it,
young,
bro.
right?
That's
Yeah,
crazy, man. That
yeah,
is
man.
crazy.
Humans are we have very primitive minds.
It wouldn't
We're
surprise
afraid of
me.
death, like deathly afraid of death. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Well,
you
well,
know. Go ahead.
salute to Sergeant for being out here. You have a good one, but like I was saying, well, we
He's
can
on,
just
Sergeant.
even look at the Aztecs. At the Aztecs, right? They had some type of like fascination with blood, brother. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like humans in general. They just have something weird about blood or sacrificing or doing something with blood. Obviously modern society's kind of looked down upon it, but I'm pretty sure the elites still do this type of dirty shit. Might be a theory, but that's why I always wonder. This lady's 150. I wonder who she's staying alive so long. Wouldn't
Well, the
surprise me.
Aztecs used to sacrifice for good harvest, right?
Yeah, they would sacrifice for that, and they would also like they also had like another ritual, right? I don't know if you know that Buddha, where they would like sacrifice they would capture an opposing tribe member, right?
Mm-hmm.
And instead of that's one thing. That's another thing about war. War in the pre-Columbian era, they never fought to kill. That's why the Aztecs were so confused when the conquistadors started stabbing and killing them. Because
Yeah.
in that culture, the whole thing was capturing somebody. It wasn't killing.
Yeah.
So
To
they
use them.
captured you. Yeah, they captured you and sacrificed you. So you literally you'd get caught and then sacrificed. You'd be used in a sense. You'd be used. You wouldn't get
Yeah.
killed on the battlefield, bro. That's why they were so confused when the fucking like it took them like fucking 10 minutes in when they got a spear in the air and they're like figured, wait a minute, these guys aren't capturing us. They're just fucking spearing the shit out of us. You know what I'm saying?
Sport for
So
sport.
part of history. Yeah, for sport in a sense, yeah. So that's just another part of history. People are confused with how the Aztecs with all these millions of guys just fucking started losing to these fucking guys. Well, they were fucking hella confused. They were still in the mindset of we're gonna capture you. Imagine the fucking Aztec going with fucking primitive weaponry. With fucking what's that shit called? There's that stone that they use, obsidian, right? Obsidian
Yeah.
fucking
Oh, where they made their weapons
obsidian.
and shit.
Yeah, obsidian fucking blades and shit, right?
Mhm.
And they're going and they're literally trying to fucking tackle a fucking conquistador, and the conquistador is literally just trying to fucking cut your fucking head off. Like, come on, brother. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
is what
That's
they
crazy.
had guns and shit too.
yeah, that too, and armor. I mean, man, think about that, bro. They're like fucking. I mean, it's just crazy, dog. But that's just I just went off on another thing. But basically, what I was trying to say is, the humans for some reason have always been obsessed with sacrificing babies and humans, and I just think that's satanic. I don't know what you think about Selector.
Yo, I'm back.
It's all about living forever, right? Like fucking afraid of death, fucking like the sacrificing for good harvest. They fucking harvest. What is it? It's to feed themselves, so they wouldn't die. You know,
It's freaking crazy, bro. That is crazy, man.
For
that's why
some reason,
it's counterproductive for us to kill each other. You know, that's probably why the fucking the old school people, the indigenous people, they saw the conquistadors and like, why are they killing us? You know, they
yeah,
could use
exactly.
us.
Yeah, exactly, brother. This is like
Yeah,
some on some fucking. It's crazy, brother. They could use us, or they could actually do something for like the harvest or some weird shit like that, right? But you know
yeah,
what's crazy?
exactly.
Also, you tell me if you guys think of this. I heard Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm obviously believe in God, right? But I heard Arnold Schwarzenegger say he doesn't believe in God and that his heaven is on earth, right? Um,
Some people believe that shit. Some people
Yeah,
yeah.
believe
But when I
right
heard
here
that,
could be heaven and hell.
yeah.
I've
But
heard
when I
that.
heard that,
Yep.
yeah, when I heard that, I was thinking this is fucking weird. Of course, he thinks heaven's on earth. He got everything on this planet.
Who lives in
You
a
know what I'm saying?
mansion?
He could literally buy whatever he wants. Right. That's and that gave me an insight to the elites, brother. Like they you think they want to leave this planet when they got everything on this planet? You think they're gonna do whatever the hell they need to do to
Oh,
stay
that's
in
why I
on
say
this
house,
planet?
house.
Right? Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So it's
Yeah.
fucking weird, man.
That's why the Matrix, man, maybe kind of think of our species humans as like a virus, bro. We're the only creatures on this planet that literally just consume until everything is fucking you know, eviscerated, and then we just move on to another place and do it again.
Yeah, man. It's what it is. Humanity is riddled with I hate to be negative, but it is true, man. Humanity just has a sense of evilness to them. I
Oh
don't know,
yeah,
man.
definitely. I agree with you on that, bro. Like, what do you think? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that's why they're building Mars and stuff like that, or what's your take on that?
I'm pretty sure that's one of the main reasons. Yeah. Because
That's crazy.
even I wouldn't say I'm like a genius or anything, but even I could see that like the planet's not going to be able to. We all we do is take from the planet. It's not going to be able to sustain life, you know, forever. They're gonna have to, you know, they're probably already like being proactive and like, all right, let's see if we can colonize another planet.
Well, that's what
Yo,
the science
Puro,
is saying, but nobody
Puro,
believes them.
That's what who
yo,
says? I'm sorry,
Puro,
Scientists
and
are
the
saying that
scientists.
that
Well,
like
that's the
the
thing. There's a
world,
lot of
there's
misinformation,
above the
especially
world.
nowadays. You don't know what to believe.
facts.
That's true.
Yo, Puro
Mm.
selector and witness also. Isn't that why? Isn't that the reason why the fucking elites want to what they say purify the planet? They want to get rid of it because they want to keep it for themselves. Like if there's too
Oh,
many people and we're fucking eating it alive, you might as well get rid of fucking 1/3 of them or 2/3 of them.
Yeah, but the thing
yo,
about that is like shit, man. Then okay, they get rid of all the people they don't want. Eventually, like humans, they're gonna turn on each other. That's just
that's the
human
thing though.
nature.
But
They're gonna
no,
eat
but that's
each
the
other.
thing though. The thing though is that's why they're building all that technology. That's where the robots come in full. That's why they're trying to use robots and machinery and
Mm-hmm.
AI, artificial intelligence, to go out there and start creating things where they don't need people anymore. The more you depend on robots. Remember, what with AI can run 365
Mm.
for the next 500 years, and having maybe a few people come in there and just kind of fix up the issues. You see what I'm saying? Where you won't need people. You see what I'm saying? So that's the
Like,
whole purpose behind it. They want to get. I don't know. Some people make some. I've heard this argument that they want to get rid of people,
mm.
so
Mm-hmm.
therefore the only specific groups of people are able to access certain things that the world has for them, and the rest just perish. You see what I'm saying? You've heard them always say there's a population problem. We need
Yep.
to kind of remove the population. It's not like we're not no conspiracy. This is already factual information.
Real.
They said the population is growing. It's growing too fast. Where they keep coming up with stuff like we're not going to have enough food for all the people. We're not going to have this. So you already know what they're thinking. You see what I'm saying? When they start talking those kinds of talking points, your antenna should go up. You know what I mean? You should go, okay, this is what's going to happen.
well, do you believe like a fucking like Skynet situation could happen though with that AI? Like they could get like so kind of self
Replicating. It
aware as
starts
they call it.
replicating. It
And no,
starts
and they'll kill
replicating.
humans to literally save the planet because they feel like we're gonna kill it anyways, and they're just gonna be like, okay, humans are the fucking problem. Get rid of these motherfuckers, and then
I think their goal is just to get rid of humans. Like they just want to get humans out of here. You see what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
not humans out of here, but like they want to remove a certain amount of the population. Remember, China at one point said you can only have two children.
I remember. No girls, right?
Yeah, they were on some. They
Hella
were on
gay.
that tip. And any family that had more than 2 children, they literally had to run away from, like, run out of the country or find a way out of the country.
Yo, imagine the dynamics of what you said earlier, the selector.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make the men tougher and more manlier, but then what we're gonna do is not supply any hoes.
No, that's a thing now. Now they're actually even encouraging. China's encouraging their men to play sports. They want their men playing basketball. They want their men playing football and soccer, and they want them doing all different types of sports. They want them in the military. They want to teach them how to shoot their guns. They want them to be very masculine. Where on the other hand, in the Americas, like when I said the Americas, Canada, Mexico, and the United States, because we're all a part of NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement, right? We're all a part of North America, right? It's the opposite. They're trying to feminize men, trying to have men soft as hell. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to have men pathetic and weak and docile.
I feel you.
You see what I'm saying? Like you have guys nowadays. Back in the days when I was a kid, everybody was outside. You go outside now, kids don't even play outside like that anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was like that where you live, but where I live, bro, everybody was outside.
Yeah, no, when I was a kid, that's how it was. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you got these kids are all on their smartphone or playing video games all day.
Kids don't even fucking trick or treat anymore, man.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. They don't even
know, like shit. Yeah, they come out with that disinformation, like there's razor blades in the candy and shit, and people get scared.
Exactly, and then also too is obesity is at an all-time high as far as for children as well. So nowadays you have children who are like young, like really really young, and they're obese.
Mm-hmm. Yo, I just thought of a great idea for an app.
Yeah.
The app is I would trick or treat for you, kind of like Uber. So my first would trick or treat for
right?
Candy. Yeah, see, but I'm joking around. But I get what you're saying. It's like a whole world of. You know what that's gonna cause, right? Diabetes, obesity, death, early death, heart disease, cancer.
Yeah.
Lack of vitamin D from the sun.
The U.S. has like all these school shootings and shit, man.
Fuck, I know that's nuts. I never fucking I never got why that happened so much here.
Yeah, that's crazy out there. Like I still don't even understand why it's like that. People out here are trying to fathom why it's like every couple of weeks some kids shooting up.
I get it. I get why it happens. I get why it happens, man. It happens because first of all, now they have restrictions on bullying, right? So you can't you say you're a bully, and guess what they say? Well, you say you're getting bullied, they tell you shut up, right? That's what you see. Every of those kids that gets bullied, he literally says, "I told the teacher and he said that I was a crybaby and to stop crying about bullying," right? And that happens, right? So they usually typecast one of these kids as saying he's a troublemaker and he's the one bullying her, right? For the most part, right?
Yeah.
There's that. Then another thing, right? The video games and all this type of shit of first-hand shooters, right? Where you're just killing motherfuckers and it's like nothing's happening, right? So you're just desensitized.
I think they play more video games in Japan.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You're desensitized to killing, right? In a sense, right? So there's that, right? I'm putting it all together, right? It's just specifically in the United States, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you get the whole thing of weaponry, right? When you don't have a secure weaponry or kids somehow get a hold of your weaponry, right? That's another thing, and you're never gonna control that unless you start taking guns away permanently from people and shit, right? But there's always gonna be a way for these motherfuckers to get a gun if they need to get a gun. I mean,
well, that's the thing.
That's how it escalates.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I never agreed with like taking away weapons. You get what I'm saying? Like, I've never been a gun guy. I actually think a gun pussifies you more than it would not. You know, I get that we live in a time now where like literally everybody has a gun and motherfucker will shoot you. But like on the streets, man, like I used to throw fades when I was younger. I never was scared of getting shot. Motherfucker, if you go on the streets now, ain't nobody trying to fight you. If you get into an argument with somebody, more than likely they're gonna pull out a gun and shoot you.
Yeah.
Because motherfuckers are scared of fucking taking ass whipping. I never understood why motherfuckers are scared of taking an ass whipping.
I agree, bro. I agree. Back in the days, yo, when I was growing up as a kid, everybody fought.
Yeah.
Like everybody fought. Nowadays, bro, in Toronto, the homicide rate is ridiculous. Dudes are just pulling out straps left, right, and center and just using it. I'm talking about like even young kids. Them dudes are just shooting each other, running around the street, shooting each other.
Like Chicago.
And I'm like, well, what's going on? Yeah, I think Chicago has a lot to do with it too, because a lot of the Chicago, they see what the Chicago stuff that's going on. Chicago's been a gangster city. If you know the history of Chicago, last 100 years, 120 years, it's always been a gangster city. You see what I'm saying? Like there's the crime rate's always been high, but I guess the media and television and stuff, they glorify it now where to the point where everyone has a gun. He's 100% right. And they use it. Like it makes no sense fighting anymore at this point.
Yeah,
It makes no
because
sense.
most people won't fight you, and you'll be scared of getting their ass kicked. They'll shoot you.
Yeah.
You know,
They get a
I've
gun.
grown up in the hood my whole life, and I never had a gun. But I mean, you know, like I don't get it to fuck. I wasn't a knucklehead. I'm not a knucklehead now, like I used to be as a kid. But I was never worried about getting shot. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. What part? Where are you from? LA, right?
Oh yeah, from LA, from South Central
Oh
Los
man.
Angeles.
Oh
Yeah.
snap! LA is no joke, man. I
Yeah.
can imagine when you were growing up how it was like, man. I think you guys are like the originators of this, man.
Well, the thing is, it's like you know, like gangs, in California, just where I'm from. You know, they all started with like literally like kind of protection. Like you just kind of like hung out with your friends, so you wouldn't get your ass kicked, you know, or you wouldn't get bullied or whatever. You know, like the Crips and the Bloods, they both started as like kind of like just to have each other's backs. You know, for rival gangs or for fucking other people that wanted to fuck with them or whatever, you know. But then crack hit the scene, and then and then you hear about like the Contras, flooding the streets with crack to fund the war over there or something like that. The U.S. government
Yeah.
or whatever, and have
Yeah.
motherfuckers like that guy from some news some
Animal.
journalist that exposed it all. Then fucking all of a sudden he commits suicide out of the blue. It's a bunch of like funny shit that happened.
Yeah.
Well, like Rick Ross, right? Rick
Yeah,
Ross
Rick
saying,
Ross, exactly. Yeah, no, like he exposed it all, but like literally people see it and like, oh, that's crazy. Oh no, he fucking this that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
but I got to keep it real though. Rick Ross is an informant, bro.
Yeah. He
'Cause you
wasn't an
don't get,
informant.
yeah, you don't get out, you don't get out at all, brother, unless you're an informant. You got to agree. A lot of people don't realize when they when they're gonna let you out or and let you out early, they basically tell you that you gotta basically be an informant on their side at one time or another, even in the future. If you have any information, you're gonna have to work with them if they use you.
Yeah.
So that's how these guys get
So
out.
yeah, that's how. Yeah, like Takashi 6ix9ine, right? Like
Exactly,
just like
brother.
him. He
Yeah, but he
ratted
did it
on.
for clout, right?
Yeah, that's what he claims, but who knows? That guy's a
That's
master
true,
manipulator. You can never
right?
trust a guy like that. He'll do anything for anything, right? So,
Even Snoop Dogg, let's keep it real. Like the man's never been to anything. He's out here snitching everywhere.
but
And same
problem
thing
is
with
though,
Diddy.
Snoop Dogg was never a gangster though.
He
Snoop
was.
Dogg, they said he went to what's it called? They said he went to school with Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, but that's because Long
That's
Beach
Long Beach High School.
it's
Long
like
Beach College.
everywhere it has the good areas and bad areas, and in Long Beach it literally has a very affluent area and a very like dirt poor area. So like literally that school kind of was like in the middle. The
But
jurisdiction was kind of in the middle of the affluency and the ghetto.
but he
Also
grew up.
Long
Remember,
Beach Poly.
Snoop Dogg grew up
Also
middle
Long
class though. He grew up middle class
Yo
though. His family, he
Selector.
come from a working family. Yeah.
Selector
Yeah.
also Long Beach Poly is known for giving like guys chances from like the hood, and they give
Yeah.
guys like for football or track or anything, brother. They just give you a chance, right?
Yeah,
Well, back in the
you,
day, go ahead.
yeah, but you guys gotta understand, like Snoop
Hmm.
Dogg didn't grow up in the project housing or nothing like that. He grew up
No,
middle
well,
class.
neither did I. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But we still didn't
It's
have money.
culture,
You
yo,
know what I'm saying?
Selector. It's
yeah,
culture, dog. It's
yeah.
it's culture. Like you could literally grow up in a house somewhere, like in South or anywhere in California, right? That's the
Mhm.
difference between California and every other state. Like I've seen guys like from New York say, "Well, this ain't the fucking hood." I don't know if you've heard that, Budo. They say
Yeah,
this
Yeah,
ain't the hood.
yeah.
This is
Because they
fucking
have a lot of
houses.
project housing over there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
California has project housing here, like the jungles and Watts, and East LA has a very like infamous housing project, Nickerson Gardens. But it's not like in New York where literally the where like if I was from New York, I would probably would have grown up in project housing. You get what I'm
it's
yeah,
saying?
neighborhoods. It's
But you
neighborhoods,
also
Selector. It's neighborhoods.
yeah, but you also got to realize too is that like literally New York is super packed with people. So
yeah.
like literally they had to fucking figure out something.
But bro, you gotta understand too. Even in New York, though, they have project house, but not everybody grew up in a project. Like 50 Cent
No,
didn't grow up in the projects. Like he grew up in a
yeah,
house.
he
You
grew
know
up
what
in
I'm
a
saying?
neighborhood. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jamaican food is correct.
yeah. Those are all houses. You know what I mean? Those are
Yeah,
actually
They
expensive
got a lot of
houses at
sky
that point.
rises and shit.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, a lot of times, a lot of people like like they create like even in Chicago, like where like a lot of these guys live in Chicago,
hmm
they live in houses over there. They all live in houses. Like they don't. They tore down all the projects, the Cabrini Greens and all that stuff over there. You see what I'm saying? It's like Detroit, bro. I live not too far from Detroit, so I'm back and forth from there, bro.
Okay.
Detroit has a lot of rundown houses,
Yeah, they
but
do.
bro, they have rundown houses, but they're not projects. They live in communities. These are just abandoned houses, or people didn't pay their property tax or whatever, or whatever. But somebody owned those houses in the 40s or the 20s or the 30s
And
and
to
stuff like
think
that.
Jay-Z went from there to a billionaire.
No, Jay-Z grew up in the projects though. He
That's
grew up in
crazy.
the
Yeah,
Marcy
he grew up in the
projects.
projects. Yeah.
Yeah, he grew up in the project. But a lot of these other guys, man, I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, but bro,
No,
a lot of these guys try to exaggerate, bro. They did not really grow up in the projects. They didn't grow up in the they quote unquote they left their neighborhood. They'll claim their neighborhood is a hood, but the reality is it's a suburb. It's a suburb, man. It's
Yo,
a suburb filled with house.
Suburbs,
salute to,
suburbs turned into hoods.
Yeah.
yo,
Sometimes,
wait, salute to Selector. Yeah, you're right. Snoop Dogg, you're a studio gangster. Get your ass off the damn
Now
thing.
he was a
Snoop
real
Dogg,
gangster. He
It's
was a
like
real gangster.
Dr. Dre, and all of them. All those guys,
yeah,
Warren G. Those guys were not. They were not. They trust me. I'm not saying he not connected. I'm sure, bro. I'm not gonna say any diss Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is a legend. We all grew up on Snoop.
Yeah.
But the one thing about Snoop though is, bro, he's not like. It's like even Suge Knight. Suge Knight went to UNLV, right?
yup.
He graduated from
He
UNLV.
went to SC, didn't he?
No,
No, he won
UNLV.
UNLV, bro.
It was in
UNLV.
UNLV because I know he was a
Yeah,
football player.
yeah. And his parents were middle class. He was middle
He had
class
two
family,
parents. Yeah, he
two
had two
parent
parents.
background. They
Yeah, no,
worked.
no, for sure. A lot of the
He lived in a
shit.
house.
Well, go
He
ahead.
lived in a house. He lives in a house in Compton. If you know the history behind Compton, I did my research on Compton. Compton at one point was predominantly, I think it was a Jewish area at one point. It was a lot of
Yeah.
Caucasians that filled that
Linwood as
area.
well.
Exactly, and then
Weird
over
Al
time,
Yankovic is from Linwood.
exactly, and then over time, a lot of the African Americans, they're working and whatnot, and they purchased a lot of the homes over there, and they started to live in the Compton area as well. And then later on, over time, a lot of the Mexicans started to purchase those homes as well, and they're starting to live in that area as well over there too. Those are suburban areas, but they're quote unquote the guys turn them into like they turn them into war zones. But the reality is, it's a suburb. That's a
Well,
suburb right there.
crack turned a lot of
Yeah,
like
that's true.
middle class neighborhoods, really bad.
Yeah, that's true. Valid
Yeah,
point.
because I grew up in the '80s in Los Angeles. It was bad
Yeah.
at one
By
point.
the way, another thing, Dr. Dre. Yeah, you're a studio gangster, and you basically lied about your whole thing. You basically made money off of lying. You're just like Takashi 6ix9ine. I like that Takashi 6ix9ine called out Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and all these guys for being the same as him, a studio gangster. So at least there's that, right?
Well, it's still not that there were studio gangsters. It's just like literally, they all started like Dr. Dre. They all the root started with Eazy and the NWA, right?
Didn't they
Eazy
slap
was
for a
really the
world?
only gangster in that whole crew.
Yeah.
He actually they actually
Suge
bankrolled.
Knight too.
Well, Suge Knight actually was in college and shit because he was a football player.
Yeah.
The thing is that he got injured, it didn't work out, and he went back to the neighborhood. And unfortunately, back when he went back, gangs were running Compton, and a lot of his friends that he grew up with, some of them played football, but some of them, got injured or didn't make it because how it's like the 1% of the population like can play professional sports or some shit like that. So either you get a job or you fall to the wayside. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of his friends that he grew up with became gangsters, and that's where actually how he got into that world where he was able to use the I believe it was the Bloods as a security for Death Row Records.
Oh yeah. And you remember
And
too,
some of these
he
rappers
also
do get into some shit every now and then.
yeah, remember he also entered the NFL draft. Like he was on NFL draft radar. Like the guy's a football player, bro.
Yeah,
the problem is he's a big guy. You know those kind of guys, 6'5", huge. Everyone's scared of them because of how big they are. He's probably 6'5", 340. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, he was security for these guys before he became like into like I don't know what you would call it.
They let the snake into the hen house. He's secured. He was sitting there at every meeting. He was sitting there watching everything that was going on, dog. So he fucking picked up game quick, brother. Yeah,
he's picking up game, bro. And he's a fearless kind of guy. You can see it in his personality. He doesn't care. He'll do whatever. He seems like he doesn't care. He seems like a type of guy who just doesn't care.
Some people even say that he might have put a hit on Easy or something.
Yeah, that rumor's going around. Kid Frost thinks that. Well, I mean, I know Little Easy. Like they're saying that it's going to come out soon, but like that supposedly he didn't die of AIDS.
I don't think
that's all
did.
fabricated.
I don't think he died of AIDS, bro.
Yeah, because what's his name? The guys that he found, Dresta and fuck, what's his name? Dresta. He was on a real motherfucking G's. It was Dresta and BG Knockout.
Easy knockout. That motherfucker
Yeah,
is pretty good, dog.
yeah. BG Knockout. He actually got like a copy of the letter or that remember the attorney wrote that I have AIDS. You know, please wear condoms and shit like that. But apparently, like he knew how Easy wrote. Like Easy like dropped out of school and shit. So his penmanship wasn't great.
How did none of his kids have AIDS and nobody around him had the AIDS that he was
Exactly,
fucking
exactly. You know.
right? I'll say something else about that, right? How is it that Magic Johnson about 1991 or 1990 when he came out with AIDS, all of a sudden he's alive, but you don't think Easy had the same amount of money and thing to get the same type of medications that fucking Magic Johnson was getting?
That's weird.
Yeah, but you also got to remember too, like when NWA came out, the government like hated him, and literally Easy E like go like would goat them all the time, like goat them like into like we're gonna do the fuck what we want.
Even
And I
went to the
remember
White House.
yeah, yeah. he literally he did it all for publicity. He literally just wanted like the word to get out about their their group. You know, he knew like there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yo, I'll tell you what, the guy who was a very interesting figure in regards to scumbaggery and doesn't really really gets a pass in American society is Senior. I'm saying it backwards because I don't want none of these fucking weirdo fucking agencies to get me. Senior Bush, brother, the guy who was ahead of the CIA for a while, and who actually ran some of those programs in the South Central to fucking get the drugs and all that shit in there with Manuel Noriega and all these people, brother. That guy was a fucking certified scumbag to the community. You guys can go see the whole video he has when he's talking about the New World Order and shit like that. I mean, brother, that guy was
Reagan as well.
Yeah, Reagan, but I have a theory on Reagan, brother. I think this guy tried putting a hit on Reagan because he was second in command. Yeah, he was second in command. So he tried putting
an actor too, like Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, brother. So it's just like, and by the way, I think Reagan was another Biden type of figure where he literally didn't even know what the fuck was going on. Is like the last 6 years, they said he had Alzheimer's or some shit like that.
Possibly.
Do you know that? Did you know that?
I didn't even know that, but
yeah, brother, go look it up. The man had dementia. The man had dementia, dog. The man had dementia, and the one that was running the White House was his wife, and she was actually into astrology. So think about all that.
Barbara Bush.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, the for Reagan. Oh,
brother, Nancy Reagan.
Yeah,
she started the DARE program and shit.
Yeah, Reagan had dementia though, brother. That's why he looked all kind of out of it and shit.
I feel
you suffering from that mad cow disease, man.
Facts, the same thing.
Stupid ass war on drugs and shit.
Which was a fucking farce. Because they were the ones supplying everything, and they were the ones sending guns to other places. They were the ones working with all the other we call alphabet groups.
That's one thing that like literally knows no color, knows nothing is addiction, bro. And the people, whoever pulling the string, puppeteers, whatever you want to call them, they know that shit. They know they're addict you to that shit.
You guys seen drug heads like crackheads before?
Of course.
Oh, bro, it's the most spookiest shit in the world, bro. My neighborhood was infested with them, bro. At one point, bro, it was the most. Oh man, it was spooky, man.
Yeah, I'm a former addict myself, bro. I know how that is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In LA, man, we've seen all that shit in LA.
You know, not like crazy, like fucking like strung out, but like shit. Like I got to a point where like fuck. I mean, this is affecting my life. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. What are you doing?
What was your choice?
Oh, I guess like cocaine, but
coke is a rich man's drug, though, bro. Like, come on, doctors.
Shit, but I've never been rich, bro. But you get what I'm saying?
It's expensive.
Caffeine. You can get addicted to caffeine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but one thing about coke
cigarettes, I'm fucking addicted to cigarettes like a motherfucker.
Yeah, but one thing about coke is your addiction to coke, like, because it's so expensive, you can get off of it. Like, once you crack, is cheap, man.
Yeah, shit, not if you get to a certain place, and it depends how you do it too. You snort it, doing a little whatever, but then you start freebasing it. I never did that, but shit,
next
man.
You're stealing a Cadillac, huh?
Yeah, exactly. No, seriously, addiction. There's no human on this planet that's impervious to addiction, bro.
You guys know
not just drugs.
You guys know where that started, copper out of it. Copper out of a central air system.
You guys know where that started, though, right? You know where that like crack came from, right?
Oh no, I don't.
This came from San Francisco, bro. Like majority of the drugs, all the drugs that come out before they hit the streets, they're all made out there in that San Francisco area. I don't know if it's the professors or the scientists over there that are making them or cooking them up. But if you look at the history of any kind of drug, before it hits the streets, it's created out there in that San Francisco area. They got places over there where they test that stuff.
I feel you. I know methamphetamine was invented by the Japanese, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gave it to the kamikaze pilots, I believe.
Like LSD. LSD.
Oh yeah, LSD
crack,
San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Selector.
That's all MK. That's all MK Ultra shit, right? In San Francisco, that area. That's where they were testing all that shit. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah,
I've heard of it, but I'm not too on game on
they
what
were
that
doing
is.
like certain experiments on people to see what humans would do to use it on other people. So it was used to use on other agencies, but they used it as on other countries or other peoples of leaders or other people's families. But they used that area as like a testing ground that they would use it on people to see what would happen, right?
Exactly.
Certain scenarios and shit.
It's kind of like
That's
the
why Jim Jones.
sanatoriums. Remember sanatoriums? They used to have like mental hospitals and shit.
Yeah.
They probably fucking tested it on those people.
You ever notice Jim Jones came from that area? Jim Jones, a lot of weird ass motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, that San Francisco area, bro. I tell you, bro. Like people need to recognize that area that's the hub, man. That's where Silicon Valley. That's where a lot of the technology, a lot of everything comes from that San Francisco area, and it hits the world. It just
can't all be a coincidence.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel you.
Like
the first city to shut down before anything happened in regards to all the San Francisco. Yeah, San Francisco.
Right. Yeah, I think I heard that too.
Yeah, I heard that shit because I remember it was first starting. The whole thing was first starting, and they're like San Francisco, and this was just like a little news in the headline. They're shutting down because of this whole thing, right? And I was thinking that's weird. And it literally took a month after that, people started talking about shutdowns and shit, and that's when the dominoes started falling. So that's hella weird, brother. If you think about that.
Oh yeah.
So going into fucking, and you guys can go look it up. I bet you guys can find it on Google real quick. The first city to shut down, and it was that, bro.
Selector, didn't they give you guys like a per diem when you guys shut down?
Oh
like
yeah, what do you mean,
like a basic living wage or something?
Oh yeah. They were giving out money, man. They said they were just giving out $2,000 to anyone.
That's crazy. Because they didn't do anything like that here, other than the stimulus, like 3 stimulus checks and shit. That was gone in like a day.
Over here, it was like literally like they were giving it out every single month. So imagine for 12 months or 14 months or 15 months, you're just getting $2,000 a day. Even people who weren't even supposed to get it, they were just giving it to them. They're like, take it. They were literally just handing out money. It was like people were just
over here. They were. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. People were just getting the money. 2,000. Some people were even at work. They were still working and still receiving $2,000.
Over here, you know who they were giving the money to on the regular, or to businesses, like big businesses, the PPP loans and shit. People doing scams over that shit. I'm sure the people in control, man, they gave their buddies a shitload of money.
Hell yeah.
But they're arresting a lot of people over there for that now. I seen that, like, in the local news over here, because we're not too, like, I live like 1 hour away from New York, and then like 4 hours away from Ohio, and then like 3 hours away from Michigan. So like you'll see it on the local news and stuff like that. So a lot of people will get the PPP loans. They scam the hell out of the system, and then literally they're coming right back for them. Some of them are getting sentenced to like 10 years, 17 years. I'm like, my goodness. Shit. They took like $1 million or whatever. I'm like, some of these people are silly. You get $1 million. The first thing you do is go and spend the money on a yacht or buy a freaking car. I'm like, you idiot, man.
You know what I always thought was insane? You know how the supposedly the 13th Amendment abolished slavery?
Yeah.
Except if you commit a crime.
Yeah. So stupid.
And then literally nobody makes a fuss over that shit. Literally, if you could be wrongly accused, go to jail for the rest of your life, and you're basically a slave. No, not even basically. You are a slave. It says it right there in the Constitution.
Exactly, because they'll have you once you go into prison. You got to work in the prison system, so you got to like create stuff. They make you create stuff. A lot of stuff is made in prisons. You see what I'm saying? Yep. So,
and then they privatize that shit. So now fucking people are making money over slavery.
Exactly.
That's fucking nuts, bro.
That's the thing. That's why people got to avoid that jail, man. Avoid the prisons, man.
Like, a lot of people are in prison that are innocent.
I know. That's why I thought that was nuts. No, and then I heard too that people have been denied due process because of the pandemic. giving them excuses, talking about like the court's closed, we can't see your case. So they're literally being held as a slave
Hostage.
under false pretenses.
And the cops even like target certain people too.
That's right. That's the problem though. That's the thing though. A lot of people, they know this stuff, but they're just kind of like, let me tell you something. I always tell guys like, bro, the first thing a guy should always do is save your money, make sure you make enough money. Uh, Once you get enough money, you got to protect yourself. You got to get a place and you got to protect yourself. Get ammunition, get lawyers. Don't just get any lawyer. Get the best lawyer in your city. Take his phone number down.
Have a
Say,
fucking lawyer on retainer or some shit if you can afford it.
Exactly. And save up enough money. Like I always tell guys, like, bro, like have upwards of like try to save upwards of like 50 to 60 to $100,000. I don't care when you start young. If you can just save $100 a week or $100 every 2 weeks or whatever, by the time you know it, you'll have that money. You see what I'm saying? Save up that money, bro, and have that money just there. God forbid something happens. If you get convicted or you get charged with a crime that you didn't commit, you always have that lawyer. You have that lawyer's number in your phone, and make sure you have build a relationship. Talk to him. Just be like, hey, what's up? My name is Blase Blase. I'm just hitting you up. I just want you to just kind of get familiar with me. I may need you to represent me in the future. I just need to make sure that I have a lawyer on deck. A lot of these guys don't have lawyers. They don't have lawyers. So when they go into court, they got this legal aid person representing them. You see what I'm saying? The legal aid person's just basically going to just say, yeah, plead guilty.
I was smart.
It's a rookie out of school.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. And they're regardless of what they're gonna get their whatever their $80,000-$90,000. You see what I'm saying? So they don't care, and they're just gonna tell you plead guilty. They're not gonna look. They're gonna glance at your case. They're not gonna look at it.
Well, they're overloaded with fucking cases too. They're all fucking overworked and shit.
Yo, the law there is bullshit, right, Flector? The law in Canada is real on some bullshit, huh?
Oh, that's bullshit, bro. Oh man, yeah, you gotta. I always tell guys, get lawyers, bro. Like and don't just get any lawyer. Get the best lawyer, bro. Bro, I have the best lawyer on my phone, bro. I don't care, bro. And I don't even play the racial dynamic when it comes to any of that shit. I just say, yo, bro, give me the best guy in town, bro. If it's a white guy, Chinese guy, Indian guy, black guy, a Korean guy, whatever, green guy, whatever, it doesn't matter, bro. Get me the best guy to represent me because my life is on the line.
I know a really good lawyer.
Yeah.
You guys need one.
Yeah. Not even just get a really good one. Get the best lawyer, bro. The best.
Like you can afford them.
Guy.
Yeah, sure, right,
bro. Even start building a relationship with them. Just talk to them. Hey, some lawyers you might not have to pay them now, but you could pay them up later. You could pay them a little bit now, and then you could pay in the middle, and then you could pay them on the back end. You see what I'm saying?
Shit, I want to push my 2-year-old into law. You know.
Yo, definitely. Well, hey, bro, who knows if law in the future we don't know what the law system might look like, right? With AI and stuff like that, like, bro, algorithms and stuff like that may be able to determine how cases go in the future. You see what I'm saying? With cameras and all types of stuff like that. Yeah, people need to agree. Yeah,
they're trying to take humans out of everything, bro. What you're saying, I hate how I got a nephew, brother. I'm gonna tell you this, right? And he's like, we're going, and they're gonna teach us how to build robots or some shit like that, right? At the fucking, like a sophomore in high school, which is grade 10. I was like, oh yeah. I said, that's weird. I said, they're teaching you how to build replacements. Then, you motherfucker. I told him, I said, you gotta watch out. I said, I don't know what your guys' future is. What I'm telling you, it's kind of fucked up because a lot of guys don't know how to do hands-on things or regular jobs. And the jobs that are high tech, you're gonna get replaced easy, brother.
No, but let me tell you something
about that.
Hands-on jobs are going to be gone soon. But let me tell you something. Even houses, they're building houses with 3D printers. There's already companies along the Midwest that I've seen in Ohio that are already starting to build houses with 3D printers.
It's crazy.
Your food, they're gonna start creating the Beyond Meat stuff. You see that fake meat stuff? I don't know if you guys see it. I don't know if
it's I've seen it. I don't like it.
Terrible. Tastes horrible, but that's the food that they're going to start making. That's why Bill Gates and a lot of the elites are buying up a lot of the land all across the Americas. You see what I'm saying?
One at what's it called? Burger King's pretty good.
It's not even real meat though. It's not even real meat, bro. That shit, you eat that stuff, bro. That's you're giving yourself cancers right there.
Trying to condition you to eat that bullshit.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's eventually all they're going to want people to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
bacon and shit.
Fake bacon, fake meat, and eventually you're gonna start to see people start catching all types of illnesses and stuff like that from this fake meat.
That's
You
why
see what I'm saying?
vegetarians. I don't know. I never really trust somebody that says they're a vegetarian.
Yeah,
And people are submitting. People are
yeah,
submitting
people are
everywhere, bro.
submitting. Stupid, bro. Vegetarians are silly, bro. Let me tell you something. If you when you eat meat, authentic meat like
Hmm.
beef, steak, goat, chicken, all that stuff, especially beef. You know, it's loaded with minerals.
Yep.
Loaded. The Eskimos and all of them. That's what they used to eat. That was their diet right there.
Whale blubber and shit.
Exactly. They used to eat that kind of stuff. They used to eat all that. They used to kill the goats and
Beans
all
are
that
really
stuff.
healthy too.
Yeah, exactly. They would kill all the bisons and and they would eat all that meat. And that's how that
I
was what
seen
their
them.
diet was. It was loaded with minerals, loaded with
Nutrients.
calcium. Yeah, exactly. Nutrients. And people are telling you, oh, don't eat that. Don't eat. I'm like, are you stupid? Steak alone. Do you know how much zinc is in there? Do you know how much vitamins and minerals are in steak? Especially a good
Facts.
quality AAA or even organic steak. Like, but people are so stupid, man. You need that kind of stuff, man, to survive.
You just shouldn't eat it every day, but yeah, it is good.
Bro, you could eat it every single day. Just you gotta eat it. You gotta have a well balanced diet. So you gotta mix it
Yeah.
up with some veggies. You see what I'm saying? Give yourself some broccoli, carrots, some, you know what I mean, some onions, you know what I mean?
Spinach.
Exactly. You
Yeah,
guys, come on. You guys are Mexican. You guys know what real
yeah,
food is. Come on, man. Like
yeah, brother.
your grandparents, your aunties and uncles and all them, especially even back home. You see the way they were eating. You see how you see they're rich in minerals, rich in all types of stuff like that. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dr. Sebi, right?
I've heard of them. Yes.
Yeah, what did he tell us? He tells a story where he got he got his lessons, and he got his teachings from a Mexican man when he was in Mexico. The Mexican guy
Hmm.
gave him the book, and he basically gave him the blueprint on what Dr. Sebi is selling today. That was all from Mexico. That was from a
Crazy.
Mexican man. I don't. You guys should do the research and figure. I forgot the guy. I've heard his name in the past, but you guys should do the research and figure
Hmm.
out who that guy is. But he has a
I don't
specific
think they
book.
even eat cows in India, do they?
And where
I,
in Mexico?
I know it's in India. He was saying.
In India, I don't think they eat cows.
Yeah,
Was it Doctor?
they have different beliefs,
Yeah.
different belief systems everywhere. But
Yeah.
in India,
Yeah,
it's vast. They do eat cows in certain parts.
yeah, certain parts. Yeah.
Well,
But
the
yeah, like I
Hindus
was
don't
saying,
eat it.
yeah, the Hindus, but they
Oh,
eat
okay.
chicken. They eat chicken and all
Hmm.
that. Yeah, they eat chicken.
Fish has a
So
lot of fucking all kinds of good shit.
You
depending
know
on the
what's
fish you
crazy,
eat, though.
Selector?
You know,
Oh
there's
yeah.
Yeah.
Some
You know
fishes are
what's
good.
crazy? I
No,
got this
some fish are
picture
not
up.
good.
I got this
Mm.
picture up of this guy about to club a baby seal and shit, right?
Hmm.
So isn't it weird that they're trying to they try making the natives, they ban them from eating shit like this, but then they go and club baby seals for fucking fur? That's hella weird to me, bro.
Yeah, it's like a fucking Sergeant was saying, man. Humans are materialistic, man. They want to fucking
For real,
go
right?
out with their fucking mink coats or fucking polar bear coats or whatever the fuck.
But the
Yeah.
hypocrisy is crazy, is what I'm saying, right? So
Yeah, no, yeah,
they
yeah.
say, hey,
I agree.
don't hunt the fucking thing, but then you got guys out here clubbing them for fucking like just for fucking the fur, not for the food, right? They basically
Yeah,
club
just
his
for
ass.
fun.
Yeah,
You
just
know, I
for
heard
fun.
India has the lowest rate of cancer in the world because they
I
eat
didn't
so
know that.
healthy over there.
Yeah, they eat a lot of greens, bro. They eat a lot of greens. They eat they remember they're known for their
Spice.
spices.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Curry.
So the curry, exactly. And remember, if you know the history, remember I was saying earlier how India was doing a lot of trade with Africa back before the whole transatlantic slave trade. They did a lot of trade back and forth with a lot of the Africans from different empires. So like the
Hmm.
Mali Empire, the Ghana Empire, just all the different empires that were going on during that time frame. And they would do a lot of trade with them. So they would trade with spices, and they would trade with gold or different types of other resources that they have. So they had the barter system back in those days because they weren't using physical cash. There was no cash then. You see what I'm saying? So you would
Yeah.
barter, you'd give one thing for another. So we didn't have this, you would have that. And India was doing that with a lot of countries throughout Europe as well, and even in the Middle East going into Asia. So they're known for their spices. And remember, spices do a lot of great things for your body. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Indians, yeah, they put a lot of spices. They eat a lot of greens. They eat a lot of protein as well. Yeah, their food is really good, man. And very healthy is at that. They have some of the longest living people.
Facts.
Yeah, so
It's almost
definitely.
like third world countries do
Mexico,
some shit right, right?
Hmm.
Mexico and Asians, they got a pretty good lifespan too. I think
That's
Mexicans and
right.
Asians.
You know it's funny because it's funny because you're right. Mexicans. It's funny. Usually the people with the longest lifespans tend to be like places like those old. If you look at those old like great people, like people from like 1800s and stuff. A lot of them, some of them lived over 100 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, my
Yo,
grandmother lived
I
with
know.
emphysema for like fucking 30 years.
How old does she
Yeah,
end up being, Puro?
She died at like 89.
Yeah, my
89.
my shit's the same way. My people's
She's
around her died late, brother. Died real late. So
she
I don't
smoked
know.
Yeah.
since she was like fucking 12 too.
Hmm.
No filter though.
They say it's because we eat a lot of beans, and the Asians they eat a lot of soybeans also.
Mm.
Yeah.
Rice. I know Asians eat shitload of rice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. So remember I was talking about Dr. Sebi? Okay, so the
Hmm.
doctor, the guy that he discovered, his name was Alfredo Cortez. He was a Mexican herbalist.
Oh, I see.
So he's the one that gave Dr. Sebi the whole entire blueprint. So the book that he gave him how to cure any type of disease on this
Hmm.
planet, and that was the book that he gave to Dr. Sebi, and that's where he came in with the alkaline diet and all that other stuff. So there, even back in those days, there's so many people with the information that's trivial. So a lot of times that information is there. It's just people have to go out there and seek that information. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
What
my
you think
dad,
about?
he lived a long life, but like I always attributed to because my dad was an athlete when he was younger. He was a boxer. He
Yeah.
played soccer, so he didn't eat a lot of bad shit. I mean, he ate what he could, but like my dad never drank, he never smoked, he never did drugs, and my dad like he didn't start to really decline in health. Like he had his ailments, like the heart. He had mainly heart issues, but like serious ailments, my dad never had. You know.
Hmm. Hmm.
So like shit, my dad was like with me. We went to Europe for a week, and he was 85, and he was walking with me all throughout Europe and shit. And he would get tired. He was old, but like I was just always amazed that my dad was able to be active for that long.
Hmm.
Yeah, what you think about genetically enhanced food? And also, I don't know if you guys noticed, there's a whole trend of you can go buy a fruit from the fucking store, right? A watermelon specifically. I've noticed recently. And they're usually trying to get the watermelon, even some other fruits and vegetables. They're trying to get fruits because fruits hold seeds. They're trying to make it to where the fruit doesn't have a seed, so you can't grow anything. So they're just fucking feeding you a seedless product, and also they're genetically enhancing corn and shit like that, right? It's fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, bro. I don't even eat corn no more, man. Corn is like that's straight cancer right there, man. Like
Do
Oh
some
yeah, I
you're
never knew that.
yeah, bro. Don't eat like try your best to avoid corn, man.
like
Corn, there's
sometimes
no
when
there's no real corn. Like they said 90. I think this was like I heard about this like 10 years ago. 90% of the world's corn is like genetically modified. So and
Hmm.
I can only imagine what it is today. That was 10 years ago I heard about that. So I can
what
only
do you
imagine.
guys think about how they treat the animals in those factories and shit, like in those little cages and shit?
Yo, a lot of those animals, a lot of those animals are genetically modified too, bro.
I don't know. I don't
A
know.
lot of
Have you
those
guys
animals aren't even
ever
real
heard of
animals.
Temple Grandin?
I never heard that.
Yeah, she was actually an autistic woman. But like she was actually like an animal advocate, and she kind of didn't like how the cows were being treated in farms and shit. How they kind of like when they're like they run them through like these mazes, and they kind of like fucking beat the shit out of them to move them forward and shit. And she developed like this. I don't know. It's an HBO special on her life. Look it up. It was
Hmm.
always interesting to me. Her name was Temple Grandin, and she actually developed because of her autism would hit so hard, but they used to put like these cows in this shit that kind of like I don't know what I think it was to castrate him or something, but it was to hold him in place. And she built something like that for her because that soothes her when she would have like panic attacks or something like that. And I don't know, I just thought it was real interesting.
Crazy.
Autism to me
Wow.
has always been fascinating to
That's a
me
hell of a story. I gotta look that up.
Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at it.
Let me
because
drop some shit on you.
autism. Go ahead.
You guys ever heard what they're trying to do with chickens and shit?
Like what?
So you know how like if I go to KFC, I'd be like, yo, I like fucking give me a bucket of chicken, right? So I go and get a bucket of chicken, right? One of the first things I go for is the legs, right? So there's only 2 legs to a fucking chicken, right? So
Yeah.
what they're trying to do, I seen them make fucking a chicken with 5 legs or 6 legs or some shit like that,
What
so they
the
can get more out,
fuck?
For
Oh
more
what
out of
Nah,
the.
purpose,
you're
though?
joking, bro. You're
What
joking.
purpose?
Now you seen that,
Look what I just put up right there, 2-headed fucking chicken. You
Yeah, but
think
what's
that's
the
fucking
purpose, though, brother?
bro?
to
You
fucking
see?
gain fucking 6 legs out of one chicken?
more
Oh
meat.
man, bro, that shit is spooky, fams. Bro, take that down, man.
Check
But
that out.
everything should have a purpose, right? What is the purpose of a six-legged chicken?
More
To
meat.
fucking people like eating the chicken legs, brother. Like that's what I said. I go to
Nah,
KFC.
bro.
And the
Wait,
first thing,
bro. Have you ever
what?
seen
I
that
hear you, though,
before?
bro.
Bro,
Yeah,
have you ever seen that though? Like you actually saw a chicken
check it out.
with like
That's the two-headed.
Makes them
That's one
more
of the
money.
two-headed ones that came out with.
Well, shit,
That's one of the.
evolution, right? They say we don't need our fucking pinky toe or something like that.
Well, dude, they already got one where they got the fucking chicken genetically modified to where it's just a big ass. It's a big ass breast, and the head small.
Hmm.
I don't know if you guys noticed that because there's people who like eating chicken breasts, so they
Mhm.
genetically made a fucking chicken to where he just looks like a giant ass breast and like
bro.
leg.
Let me tell you something though. The genetically modified food though, especially
Uh-huh,
when it comes to the chicken and stuff like that, is usually hardcore in the United States. In Europe
uh-huh.
and other places around the world, they don't let that shit fly, man. Like especially in Europe. Europe,
Um,
they're very serious about their food. You go to Italy, they don't like GMO. They don't have GMO food over there.
Well, because it makes sense. It's not right to fuck with nature, bro. Shit,
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
shit is the way it is for a reason.
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
shit's
That's why
sick.
I brought up mad scientist earlier, but you thought I was going. No, I'm going in on science turns into fucking mad science, dog. It's hella weird.
And it's not
These
even
guys can't
science. It's humans. It all boils down to humans, bro. Like literally,
fucking.
humans will do shit just to do shit and not
Uh-huh,
think of the consequences.
uh-huh. Well, look what they're doing with. You don't think they've already genetically engineered humans that we see walking among us? Even some of
Fuck,
these
I'm sure.
athletes. Some of these athletes that you're like freak of nature, like that guy DK Metcalf. You don't think he be genetically engineered? There's all kinds of shit that might be going on. Cloning's been around
Possibly.
since the early '80s and shit.
Well, look at the boxers that had long longevity in boxing, because you know how they say father time catches up to all. Like Bernard Hopkins is a good example. Bernard Hopkins is a straight. What's the one where you don't eat anything that's from an animal? Is it a vegan or
Um,
vegetarian? I forget.
pescatarian.
Oh yeah, he was literally that. Like he swore by that. But I'm like, dude, like where is he getting the nutrients that his body needs to fucking to perform at a
Hmm.
sports that's so demanding like boxing? It's
Mhm.
just nuts. And he fucking fought at a world championship level till he was like 50 years old. That's
But bro,
fucking crazy.
but bro, you know these athletes though, bro. They go to come on, bro. You guys know they go to those facilities, bro. And you know what they do in those facilities, right? They give you all types of stuff
Hmm.
that can basically prolong your career and stuff like that. All of them, every single, I don't care, every single athlete, Cristiano Ronaldo,
Hmm.
LeBron James, Chris Paul, Lionel Messi, Tom Brady, uh, even what's his name, Peyton Manning. After he came back from that neck injury, bro,
All
what
right.
happened? They came back and they said he was using HGH, right?
Hmm.
All of those guys use it. They all have those They all remember in the in those scientists and those in those laboratories where they create a lot of these pets. Basically, they have it's so advanced now. They can give you some stuff that they won't even be able to detect in your system because of the testing and the way the style of testing from different types of agencies like USADA or UCOD
Hmm.
or different types of testing other agencies. They have a certain way of, or there's a certain thing that they're looking for, but because of the laboratories, they're able to create new and improved stuff. They're 20 years in advance from, and these people are playing catch up. You see what I'm saying?
Well, look at
So
Snack, Victor Conti. Like he's literally on the board of VADA, and he was literally convicted of helping athletes like cheat
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
drug
Oh yeah,
tests.
oh yeah, oh yeah. No, no, but definitely. That's the whole
Look
point.
up
Like,
on look up on the screen, guys. Look up on the screen.
mm, Jesus,
Well, if I look up, I can't see the screen no more, bro.
Man,
it's
I've never seen a
disgusting,
cow like
bro.
that before.
It's,
Fucking
just,
around.
it's disgusting, bro.
That's what they're doing, brother. And you bringing up genetically enhanced and even types of muscularities and stuff. They're fucking with myostatin all crazy, brother. And they're doing this with bulls. They're doing this with humans and shit. Like you said, they're not genetically enhanced things. Like they tested this bull right here to get its myostatin out of control, right? Obviously, I don't know what the reasoning is. Maybe more for more meat or whatever the case. But if they're doing this to a bull, imagine what they're doing to humans to try boosting their myostatin level. Myostatin is their ability to increase muscle. So
look at the clenbuterol in Mexico.
That one probably costs
inject
twice
it to
as
make a
much
bigger
as-
cow.
This is real. This isn't photoshopped either, guys. This is real shit. So it's what it is, man. It's just crazy how they're doing all kinds of things like this.
Yeah, but bro, I'm telling you right now that the technology and the science is so advanced, man. I told you guys it's like 20 years ahead, bro. So like a lot of you guys think like, oh, so and so is doing this or so, bro. Every single athlete is doing something, bro. You just don't know what they're doing.
I believe that. That's why I think it's a bunch of bullshit talking about, oh, this guy's a PD user, it's a cheater. Yeah, fuck you guys. That's just a guy that got caught for whatever reason.
Exactly, bro. And the reality is you could tell who's doing it, and you already know, like, especially when it comes to sports, bro. If a guy hasn't hit the wall, or a guy is just continuing to go up the ladder, and it's just like, oh yeah, it's just because of he hit the fountain of youth. Okay, give me a break. Knock it off.
I know, right? Or they'll blame it on evolution. Oh no, it's just evolution. We're just bigger, stronger, faster.
Even though, but bro, even though back then the athletes were bigger back in those days, they were actually more stronger back in those days.
Yeah, right.
Some of these boxers
go look at Bo Jackson. Go look at I haven't seen an athlete since Bo Jackson. Like, go look at him. He's playing 2 sports, man.
Yeah, right. I mean, this guy was a monster of a man too, man.
Exactly. Look at guys like Sean Kemp. Have you seen anybody in the NBA outside of LeBron James that is
and let's compare. Let's compare Sean Kemp and LeBron James. Sean Kemp's more of a freak athlete. Period.
Yo, LeBron James though, bro, man, them 2000s, bro, there was some stuff he was doing that was just kind of like, look kind of scary. In hindsight, when you look at it now, look kind of scary, bro.
Think about this though, Selector. People are out here making a big thing of Zion Williams a freak. They don't even remember Larry Johnson was a fucking same
Larry Johnson's
brother.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Yeah, there was a lot of guys like Zion's built, bro. Like, people think Zion was the first of that. Like, I've seen guys like Zion before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Shit, Bo Jackson's career got derailed because of his strength.
For real, Larry Johnson was such a freak that people don't remember he was an original Space Jam monster.
Yeah. Bro, you guys remember? I don't know if you guys remember Rodney Rogers.
Rodney Rogers, I remember him. He
sounds familiar.
Tank,
he was a tank. He was like Zion before Zion, bro. He used to play for the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns.
He was drafted by the Clippers.
Yeah,
I don't remember him, but he's a basketball player. Okay.
Yeah, he was a tank, bro. He was like Zion before Zion, bro. There's been several guys like Zion before Zion, bro.
Peep the picture I got up.
And look at Zion. Zion's having weight problems now.
Yeah, he's over with. I think he's done. I think his knees can't withstand it. But check out the picture I got up, Zion. Tell me, Zion Selector. Think about what this is. What do you think about this? Right,
bro, that's basically witchcraft right there, bro. Like, what is that, bro? Look at that, bro. Like, that's literally like
a different person.
Yeah, transformation. But you know, bro, come on, rep it though. You know what's going on today, though. You know how these girls are doing it, bro. You know how these girls are doing it, bro.
Look at the flatness of the back. Look at the flatness of the back, though, brother. The flatness, the chest, the arms.
Bro, there's a blueprint on how to do this, bro. These girls are all following the same blueprint nowadays, bro.
Like the Kardashians, vanity,
right? Yep. Like the Kardashians, bro. There's a blueprint, bro. Everywhere around the world, all these girls look the same, bro. You guys live out in LA, bro. Come on, you guys see this every single day, bro.
Yeah, I remember they used to say back in the 80s that blonde chicks like grew on trees and shit in Southern California.
I don't think that's even hot, bro. Like plastic surgery on the face. Like
I've always been a natural dude. I feel you on that one.
But I don't even like makeup. The whole LA is filled with this, though. The whole LA, the whole California, the whole state of California. California's the land of this stuff right here.
For reals. Humanity though, bro. But this just speaks to humanity. Look at this. Obviously, the two-headed chicken. All this shit's leading up to, like you said, man. This fucking world's going to hell that handbasket, bro. And this is think about this. They're worried about this shit in the United States. In China, you think there's people out here worrying about doing some freak shit like this daily?
Shit, some of them are worried if they're gonna eat tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That happens here. Shit, happens everywhere in the world.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
They eat a lot of fish over there. I think
they eat a lot of depending on what part of China though, because I know some parts of China are becoming very chemical and toxic, right? They got a problem with toxic rain in certain parts of China, right?
Pollution, right?
The pollution's getting out of control.
The Chinese said, when the Chinese once said, they said, we know how to manipulate the weather patterns, bro.
Fast.
We've been doing this for years, bro. They said they're the first ones to come out and say, yeah, we've been doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit, didn't Texas just freeze over and shit?
Yeah. I think it's called the harp or something like that.
It's fucking crazy, bro. But the Chinese came out though. I've heard about that. They stated.
I'm gonna hit you with one, Selector. I'm gonna hit you with one.
Yeah.
Notice that certain areas that are against certain like people are the ones that get it. Like BC, Canada is probably the hardest state against, or the hardest province against Trudeau. What happens? They get the floods. Texas,
nasty floods.
Yeah, Texas is the hardest against Biden. What happens? They got all that shit that happened to Texas, right? The freezing, and then obviously California was hard against Trump, and what they get? They got the drought. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, brother, like they're really doing people this dirty, brother.
Droughts have been happening in Southern California forever, man. I remember in the 70s they had a fucking crazy ass drought. Like that's how the skate craze got started. Fuckers skating empty pools and shit. Yeah. Fucking Tony Alva and all those guys, the Bones Brigade.
But isn't it crazy though? That's what I said though. If you Puro, like the places that are against these leaders usually have something going. Maybe it's coincidence. I mean, who knows, right?
Shit, I come to think of it that there's nothing's coincidence anymore, man. Especially all the technology is going around.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, bro. They know what's about to happen. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And they plan out for it, and they come up with a solution to fix the problem as well.
And it's funny to me, like the whole George Floyd thing, you know, like regardless of what side you're coming from, like me, I value human life a lot. I do. So I don't care if this guy was a junkie and stuff and whoop-de-whoop and whatever. I mean, that's still a human being, man. The way he went out, I don't think anybody should go out. But I've heard like the other different sides of it. And I get it, man. You know, people do despicable things, bro. Go ahead, brother.
The thing is though, bro, that thing looked very sketch though, bro.
Yeah, like, that too.
You look at it in retrospect, you got to look at it from a 3-dimensional standpoint, bro. That thing, there was something else going on behind the scenes that we just not privy to, or maybe we already know, but
or we're desensitized to.
Exactly, but bro, I'm gonna tell you straight up and down, bro. When it comes to that guy's situation, bro, I look at that guy's situation, bro, and it just looked it didn't look. Something was off about that whole thing. Even this backline behind those two guys. How they knew each other. It just did,
That's
bro.
crazy.
Right?
That's crazy.
I thought about that too. Yeah.
It doesn't sound right, bro. That whole thing.
And the point. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that whole thing, bro. In general, because when we looked at it, I was just like, wait, they know each other. So I'm like, okay, so is this like, and he was given a fake bill. And he started acting up. He started, and the guy just put it on there, and everyone just stabbed. I'm just like, bro, it looks kind of like. This thing
and his wife divorced him right away when she found out.
It looks
she didn't even think he was innocent.
Yeah, but the thing is though, bro, it looked like potentially there was. I'm not saying it was staged, but it looked along those lines, bro.
Well, I'm gonna say something. Right.
And hold on, before I forget this, I was just gonna say the point I was trying to make is it's like when a police killing goes down. You start hearing about this other dude got killed. Like it almost feels like it's egregious. Like they're literally saying this is what we can do to you. Don't fuck with us. You kind of get what I'm saying?
I hear you on that. But then in hindsight, I get that standpoint. But at the same time too, it's kind of like it seems like the media is using that to get a rise out of people, like to rally into people's emotions, bro. Mm-hmm. So in some instances, it's like some people get, listen, I gotta play devil's, I gotta be objective. Some people get upset about a police getting killed, right? A police officer killing somebody, right? Quote unquote a black man, or quote unquote a black female, right? Then what happens afterwards? Police can kill them, right? Police kill them, and the people get outraged about it, right? But then it's like there could be a killing in your neighborhood, and nobody gives a damn.
True.
So it's kind of like, bro, what's going on right now? They want people to get routed. They're selecting and choosing what people can get routed. They know now police killings route people up, and then they have these quote unquote organizations that are supposed to be representing a certain demographic of people, but nobody from, if you ever talk to a black person, be like, hey man, like, do you know any of these people from Black Lives Matter? They'll be like, yo, bro, honestly, I've never even seen these people before. And then they'll be like, bro, like, how are they, what are they doing in your neighborhoods? And then they'll just be like, it's just like, bro, I don't even see them in our neighborhoods. So all the money they get, where's the money going? Nobody knows.
Go ahead.
Those are questions that people should be asking. This is why I'm trying to figure out, like, exactly, like, what's the dilemma behind this? Like, where's this coming from? Yeah, what's it leading to? But then the reality is, I started to realize, I'm like, okay, I kind of get an idea where it's leading to, and the reality is, there is no end game behind this. It's just confusion, because it puts people against chaos. It puts people up against each other.
And like, literally, regardless of police killings or whatever, you believe them or you don't believe them, like, literally, I've always thought, ever since I was a kid, that the police are useless anyways. Like, in my neighborhood, you never called the police if somebody stole from you or whatever, because they would take fucking 3 hours to come over and supposedly file a report, and then they'd never catch the criminal anyways.
That's right.
It's probably the fucking police is the fucking criminal. The police are stealing from you.
What you think about this picture I got up, guys?
Mm-hmm. Who that?
Who's that?
Yeah, who is that?
That's the guy who was caught after the George Floyd thing. That's the guy who was caught, started breaking out windows and then leading guys to. He was basically a white guy, brother, in a fucking suit like this. He was a white guy disguised in an umbrella, and what he did is he saw that there was people around, and what he did, he got out the car, he got in this umbrella and started breaking out windows and started to lead people on. And
that's
actually, two black folks went up to him and said, "Hey, what are you doing? Why are you trying to let people on? Why are you trying to make people riot and shit?" And the guy just got in his car and left, and the motherfucker started breaking windows and rioting.
That's what I'm trying to say.
They left piles of bricks everywhere. There was a fucking rally.
Bro, in Toronto, they were leaving bricks all over the city to let them try to destroy the city. And people were like, yo, what are you doing? This is what I'm trying to say. Like, they're trying to bait black people into certain things, and then the police can come in there. Listen, the police are corrupt. Police are a gang themselves. You can never trust a police officer. Do not trust the police officer. Police officer will lead you. They'll lead you astray, bro. They'll do you dirty. They'll pretend to be your friend and then turn their back on you. They're not there in your best interest.
Nope. And you guys can see the whiteness in that guy's face right there, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to say. Look, some of these guys will go in there and then take the bricks, smash them, and then other cops come in and start shooting. That's another casualty right there. That's another black guy or another black woman dead right there. You see what I'm saying? And I'm just like,
and then they videotape all kinds of minorities looting and shit, and it starts looking some type of way, right? So it turns into a whole thing. Think about if I'm like in Kansas and I'm watching this shit and I'm like, what the fuck? These guys are out here looting. What the fuck? What's happening to America, right? That's what they're gonna say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bro, there's immigrants that literally are fucking bashing other immigrants, calling them like fucking pieces of shit, and they should stay in their own countries when they came from other countries.
That's the problem, though. It's just the problem is just they try to pin people up against each other. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole point. You have people over here running around trying to claim this and claim that. And the reality is, it's just like, yo, personally for me, like that whole George Floyd situation and people looting and stuff like that, people knocking out cops. I didn't care if you knock out a cop, whatever, like that's cool. It's funny to me. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny to me. You knocking out a cop, whatever, cool. Hey, listen, hey, whatever. The cops want to, but the reality is though, it's just if it escalates, like to me, I just don't want to see another person, an innocent person, like from maybe something that could have been planned out or something that could have been, you know what I mean, plotted out prior, and other people fall victim to something that they don't even know the hell's going on. Like you have to
Yo,
be
guys,
careful
I gotta
sometimes.
I gotta roll out.
Yeah.
Oh, peace out,
Gotta
peace
wake
out,
up
peace
in a
out.
couple hours to do some shopping.
No
For sure,
doubt.
goodness, bro. Take
I'm
it
gonna go
easy,
hit
brother.
up what's it called, Goodwill tomorrow. See if I can find like some antiques or anything. You know, anything I could resell.
Take a look for some of them buckles that are silver, dog.
Give me some
Yeah,
ammunition, bro.
Yeah,
I
made
found
in the
some pretty expensive plates the other day. I checked them on YouTube. They're worth they're like some fancy chef plates. You know what I mean? Like the ones that the chefs use. A set of 4 plates is going for $100 on eBay, and I got 10 of them for $1 each.
yeah.
I'm gonna list them on
Before,
eBay.
before you leave, just say your allegiance to our great president Joe Biden, who's the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I love you,
Salute,
Joe.
Mr. Joe Biden.
Mr.
Yeah,
Joe.
dude.
King Joe.
I love you. This is my president. President, this is my president, right? It's Joe Biden. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
doing.
spying on me with the NSA,
Right?
Mr. President.
Don't
I can
listen to
hear it
Witness the
beeping
host.
in my fucking headphones. They're listening to me right now.
Don't
Swear to
listen.
That's what
God.
you
Don't
do
listen
with
to
my
Witness
tax
the
dollars,
host.
motherfucker.
Don't listen to Witness. Don't listen to Witness the host. We love you, man. We love you, Joe Biden. You're the greatest. I love you, brother. Joe Biden, you are the one. In any case, that's what I was saying. Yeah, salute to Witness the host, by the way.
The show.
But yeah, select the, Witness the host. Looking for some silver, brother, especially in those
Yup.
buckles. A lot of guys don't realize some of those
Vintage
buckles are pure
clothes,
silver.
like there's even like shoes that resell, like Jordans and shit like that.
Yeah, man.
Man, anyway I can make a buck, man.
Anything made in the USA, brother. Take a look. Leather, any of that
Yup.
shit. Take a look for that shit.
Dude,
Find some old people. They have silver in their teeth, bro.
I've found so much stuff, man. It's crazy.
It's all resin now when they make the little cavity fillings. It's
Might
no
even
more
get lucky,
silver or
find
gold.
some like crazy antique or something.
Yeah, brother. There's some cool shit, bro. Like old school aluminum bats are actually pretty damn expensive too.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you can find like a $80 bat or a baseball glove for like $2, you know, or like a $40 golf club for like $2. Put it on eBay and sell it like in a day sometimes.
Knives, brother. Look for some knives too. Some expensive ass knives out here, bro.
Resell some shoes also, maybe.
Like I said, anything made in the USA, bro. Take a look at that shit.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my headphones died, so I'm gonna call it a night as well.
Yeah, for sure. Good night, guys.
All right, good night, fellas. Peace out, man.
Yo, selector. So what you think, man? What you think
Yeah.
about all this shit we're talking about, brother? Because you're very experienced. You know all the knowledge.
Yeah, bro.
I'm gonna tell you something. I wanted to
Yo, what happened to the third guy? Who's the third guy? Oh, he left. Oh, okay. Yeah, you were saying?
Gone. So I want to ask you something, bro. This is just
Yeah.
interesting thing, right?
Yeah.
I think, not keeping it real, I'm just gonna say it. I think the whole thing was staged. I think the whole like it looked too set up. The camera angles set up, and I don't know if you saw the release of the interior of the cab of inside of the police car. They even had the camera there, brother. This seems like a setup, and I don't want to seem too like crazy, but I wonder if the guy's even in jail, bro.
Nah, yo, I've heard that a lot of people have come out and stated that. Like, you're not the only one. A lot of people from around the world have kind of had their questions about that whole entire situation, just because of the magnitude of the event, and then also when they did their research, because people are going to do their homework on people. Listen, some people are just going to hate because they're going to hate. They're not going to do enough research, or they're not going to do enough information. They're just going to hate. Some people are going to be pro cops. Some people are pro George Floyd and pro Black Lives Matter. And the reality is, it's just kind of like, okay, cool. You can pick and choose what you want to be. But the reality is, though, you got to look at it from the way just the optics and the way it was presented. Just like you stated there, like people telling people to like dropping bricks on the road, like to tell people to smash things is kind of a question mark right there as is. You see what I'm saying? Like, why are you leaving bricks on the road, right?
Yeah.
So questions like that, stuff like that is a question mark. Like any logical thinker would be like, bro, why are they leaving bricks on the road for? So is there an event happening? But yeah, continue.
And by the way, I was in Vancouver, Canada, brother. All right, Vancouver, Canada, when this whole shit first started happening, and I saw how they fucking started laying out bricks in Vancouver, brother. They
Oh,
were laying
really?
out the
Yeah.
fucking on each corner of Vancouver. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, what's going on here, brother? And it was hella weird, brother. And so it was staged all around the world, bro. And think about this. I noticed over there they have a lot of respect for authority, brother. More than other countries. I'm talking about Canada.
Yeah, yeah.
They really love the cops there, brother, huh? Right? Keeping it real. They love the cops there, right?
It just depends where you are in Canada. Some people are not pro cops. Some people don't like the cops. Some people have their beef with the cops. Some people appreciate the cops. It just all depends. But it seems like an overall consensus. It seems like people enjoy what the cops are doing. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not saying everybody enjoys it. I'm not gonna sit there and say, yeah, everybody loves the cops. Everybody says, because that's not the truth. I'd be lying if I said everybody enjoys the cops. I know a lot of people who dislike cops. They don't like anything the cops are doing, yada yada. You see what I'm saying? So it just all varies. It all depends, bro. You know what I mean?
I noticed something else. I don't know what it is, brother, and you can tell me if I'm being truthful. I noticed that for some reason, dudes, especially in BC, Canada, and men in general, they seem to be too docile and kind of like weird. Docile in regards to like they don't want no fight. They're not
Yeah.
aggressive, brother. They're not aggressive. Like literally, if I went like I was around, I was like, man, I could take over all these guys real quick. These guys are seriously, brother. And I don't know if that's the culture or what it is, but they're docile. They don't want confrontation. It's weird, brother. I don't know. It might be culturally or what.
No, I see what you're saying. I think it is the culture. I think a lot of guys, they're just kind of like living. They're just doing them. They're not really too worried about what's going on everywhere else. They're just kind of like in their own lane or just kind of going through life. Where like I know in America the culture there is kind of like, it's like people are like you have more of a the confrontation in America is not people are about confrontation in America. So like in America,
Yeah, you
people
noticed that,
come.
right? You were in
Yeah,
Houston, right?
yeah,
You
yeah.
noticed
I
that
was,
motherfuckers
yeah.
demand shit. They
Oh
demand
yeah,
shit, brother. They're
yeah,
like,
yeah. They demand shit. Yep. Especially, bro. Even Houston's not even that. When you go to New York City, go to New York City. Those dudes are super aggressive. Them dudes are ready about that life. You see what I'm saying? They're about that action. So it all depends. Like when I was in New York City, it was just like mad action going on over there, like in the streets everywhere. You see what I'm saying? So it just all depends. For me personally, what I noticed though is you're right. Canadians are a little bit docile, but it's kind of like it's just, especially in the Vancouver area, it's kind of like Toronto's more a little more aggressive. There's more of aggressive people in Toronto. Toronto people are starting to adopt that attack mentality. Like they're just getting whatever they need to get, they gotta get it. They're not gonna wait no more. Like so they're adopting a lot of that mentality. But I can see where you're coming from with Vancouver though.
Yeah, man. And it seems like men don't like fighting there, brother. Like literally, like they don't even watch boxing. Bro. They don't even watch boxing there, bro. At least in BC, bro.
UFC, they probably watch over there. There's a lot of UFC heads. Some
Yeah, but boxing, they don't even know what it is. They're more into like hockey, and they think that's like to me, that's not a tough man sport.
Yeah, hockey's like the national sport in Canada, bro. Like, so like hockey. Well, people are picking up other sports as well. Like basketball's be very popular. Soccer's becoming very popular as well. You know what I mean? So, you're right though. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, it's just different culture. I was like, that's why when you probably run the whole joint over there, brother, because you've been to America, you've been many places.
Yeah.
You know how the thought you know the thought process of humanity at this point, right? So
yeah, I see what you're
it's
saying.
what it is. Yeah.
Nice. I see what you're saying. Now you're speaking facts. You're speaking facts. Like, basically, yeah. But Vancouver, bro, they're just kind of like they're more to themselves. Kind of not more to themselves, but they're just kind of like going upon life. It's more about like taking care of what they got to take care of and just keeping it going.
I got to
where
start
coming from. Yeah.
So I got a story, dog. So I've been to certain places, right? Obviously around BC, Canada, and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to like certain places in the U.S., certain places in Mexico, around the U.S., right?
Yeah.
I landed in an airport right there, brother, in Vancouver, brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as I was waiting for my gate, this is the most docile shit I ever. Literally, everybody was quiet. As it was like a library in the at the fucking gate, brother.
Oh,
You know
for
when you're
real.
trying to, bro. I never seen it. I was like, what the fucking world am I living in, brother? I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that happens on that side, if it happens in Toronto, but shit is like, bro, this is the most docile shit I ever saw in my life, bro. I fucking Twilight Zone, bro.
Yeah.
Does that happen to you or what? When you come when you go to different airports? I don't know. Toronto is East Coast, so it's totally
Yeah,
different,
East
right?
Coast is that's totally different, bro. Totally different. It's more congested, a lot more going on. People are kind of like you get people from around the world. You know, it's an international airport, so you can have people coming in from connecting flights and stuff like that. And you got people from around the world coming in. So you know what I mean? It's a more of a global city. You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. And another
Toronto's
thing,
more.
they keep to themselves, but then they don't have that whole like that whole personality. Like I would just be like, yo, hi, like, yo, how's it going today? That type of shit. You know, just some regular shit, dog. Like when you just pass, you like, yo, what's cracking? Or you're gonna sit by someone,
Yeah.
you go, yeah, you have a nice day,
Hmm.
yeah, that type of shit, right? It's
Yeah.
very like it's like autism is running rampant there, bro. I'm not gonna. I'm I'm just like, bro, this is weird. This is weird.
It's funny still, but no, I hear you still.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I can imagine, yo. For you, it's probably different, yo, bro. You're coming from
It
San
is, bro.
Diego, right? So
Yeah, from the
it's a
Southern California area, LA. I've been everywhere, bro. Las
yeah,
Vegas, um,
yeah,
Mexico, all kinds of places. New Mexico. I've been a lot of places in the states, obviously.
yeah.
But that's the weirdest experience I had ever, like in regards to travel. The
No, I
way
feel
people
you.
are, they're very passive. And then the population, the minority population is also obviously different for me. Because over
Yeah,
here, you were in Houston, so you saw a lot of Mexican motherfuckers or
yeah,
Hispanic people,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah. That's
So
how it
me
is,
seeing so
bro.
many, like Asians, I would say Asians and we consider Indians Asians too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So me
South
seeing
Asians,
so me seeing
Indians.
all this is very different, brother, and also
Yeah.
it's just different, brother. I don't know, brother. It's a different culture.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it definitely is a different culture. Like, yo, bro, it's different still. It's different. Like, especially when you go to those places, it's much
Mm-hmm.
different still. It's a different culture, but it's a culture to say the least. Bro, the further you start traveling, bro, you're gonna start to see it's different. It gets different
Mm-hmm.
everywhere you go, bro. Like, bro,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere you go, bro, you got when you start traveling even further out, because you've basically been throughout the Americas. Once you start heading over to Europe, then you go to Asia, then you go to
Mm-hmm.
the Middle East, you go to Africa, then you go to different islands. You'll start to notice how it just transforms,
Where you
and
been?
it
You've been
gets
to like you've been to
Africa,
like
Europe, bro. Africa, Europe. What's it called? South America, North America. Yo, basically, yeah, around those areas.
you end up going to Brazil or not?
Brazil. I'm heading to Brazil, bro. I'm heading
Yeah,
to
man,
Brazil soon. I'm heading to
that's gonna be.
Brazil. It's gonna be crazy, bro. It's gonna be crazy. I'm
Yeah,
heading to Brazil next year.
hell yeah,
So next year I'm heading to Brazil, bro.
yeah, that's
So
gonna
you'll
be an
see me
experience.
there. Yep, I'm gonna be putting out some content on there, so you'll definitely see it, bro. On my second channel, you'll definitely see it, bro.
Hell yeah. What's your second
Mhm.
channel, by the way, brother? I know
Yo,
I'm
L
subscribed to
Selector,
Selector.
yeah, L Selector Lifestyle and Finance, bro. I haven't posted in a
Yeah, man.
while, but I will post on it. Check it out, L Selector Lifestyle and Finance.
Yeah, I'll get on that, brother.
Yeah,
Um, what was I gonna say? Well, I seen your channel, brother. I seen some of the streams you got up. Uh,
yeah, yeah. We do
the
a
only
lot of
reason,
Raptor stuff. Go ahead.
yeah, that's what I was gonna tell you. The only reason I haven't jumped on is because I'm really down on the Lakers, brother, and that's the team that I kind of root for all my life, and I just don't feel like watching, bro. It's just like the shittiest. But like LeBron James is done, brother. The Lakers are done, brother. Like I'm not falling for this whole thing of, you know what I'm saying? Like this is horrible, brother. Like this is the worst. This was the worst trade season I ever seen. Like literally the mistake they made, if just looking back, was getting rid of Lonzo Ball and keeping Kuzma. Um,
Mhm.
Brandon Ingram, even they should have might have kept him and fucking got rid of fucking Lonzo Ball and Kuzma if they could have done that, brother.
Yeah,
It's just a disaster. And then obviously getting a point guard instead of keeping instead of keeping the man that went to Boston, brother. What's his name?
talking about we talking about
The point guard, brother, the guy from Germany.
Oh, you talking about Schroeder?
Schroeder, brother. Instead of keeping Schroeder, they went and got a guy who literally is not a point guard, who literally is just like a mistake, a prone mistake, who's not a great player at all, brother. Like Westbrook. I hate to say it, he's overrated.
Yo, honestly, yeah, Lakers, bro. I think the Lakers have the talent. They just need to get the chemistry, and they need to get LeBron James to play much better. I think LeBron James right now is not playing at the level that he can be playing at or should be playing at. So I think that could be a common denominator on why they're not doing as well as they potentially should or can be doing. So I think that's probably the biggest issue right there. I think if they can get LeBron James to play at the level that he played at initially, I don't see why they shouldn't be able to win it all, bro. Like honestly, bro. But the problem is LeBron, he might be washed up. Some people are speculating he's washed. Is he washed? I don't know. I have to see it. I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it. But as of right now, though, he ain't really looking that good. I'll tell you that.
Drop the link. Drop the link in the private chat so I can put it in the
for
chat.
sure. I'm gonna drop it right now.
So Budo can subscribe, brother. Bro, you got a lot of gems, bro. You got a lot of gems, and you I'm glad you were on, brother, because you basically had the mind to go through all this stuff that we're gonna get into, which was about it went the way I wanted it, brother. That's exactly the way I want to talk about certain conversations that happen in the world, especially genetics. A lot of people are very confused with that whole genetic shit, brother.
Yeah.
They just think that they're gonna get the test and it's gonna tell them everything. Fucking bullshit, brother.
It doesn't work that way, man. It doesn't work that way at all, bro. A lot of times they're just telling you, oh, you're from this country right here or this country. That's not how it works, bro. Tribes tend to migrate, they move around. A lot of times it wasn't countries, it was just basically tribes. Once the European settlers came over, then they started to create these countries. You see what I'm saying? That's where all these countries started to come. But if you got to know the tribe, the specific tribe you're from, and then that's when you're able to find out exactly who and where you're from. But if you're mixed with like a million different ethnic backgrounds, you need to talk to your family. And if your family can't trace that, then unfortunately that's lost right there.
Yeah, man. You're lucky. You're lucky you had everything with your family and they could trace it back through the
bro, it's not even tracing, bro. The reality is there's no mix. Like in my lineage, there's no mix. There's nobody else. I don't have any other DNA of any.
So how many generations were you in Canada? Then is what I'm saying.
I'm not even from Canada. My family's not from Canada. My family's from West Africa, Ghana, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So how many generations have you been there? Is this your second or how long? Or you weren't? You just went there for work.
My father and mother came, and then I was born in Toronto. So yeah, basically that's it. But there's no actual other generations after me. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just like my father and mother came, and that was it. You see what I'm saying? But our lineage traces back to our tribes over there in Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Mali. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Your tag is El Selector on Instagram too, right?
Yeah, El Selector Show on Instagram, bro.
Follow El Selector Show on Instagram too. He's always dropping shit in it. Especially he always has some cool shit. I like the Nas shit, obviously. He's in the hip hop. I don't like the new hip hop. I like the old school hip hop period. Like all this new shit is kind of keeping it real. I mean, it's kind of fruity. Like that's why I like that shit, brother. You could recognize the fruity nature of what's going on, bro. Like it's fucking crazy. Hip hop used to be masculine, bro. Hip hop used to be masculine, bro.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, bro. I see exactly what you mean, bro. Definitely did, bro. Time changes, though. Time changes, bro. You know how that shit goes.
Not for the better, though, bro. Like we're not evolving in the better. We're not evolving in the better humanity, bro. It's cycles of just like destruction, bro.
No, I feel what you're saying, bro. I feel what you're saying. So yeah, bro. I'm gonna tap out though. I'm out of here, bro.
Yeah, we'll cut it. Let's cut this out. But I'm glad Selector came through, man. And I gotta jump on your shit, dog. You gotta
Yeah,
hit me with the link one of these days, dog. Just hit me in the direct, brother, because this shit.
definitely.
What you gonna cover though? You're gonna just cover NBA hardcore every day,
Nah,
or what?
bro. I'm gonna go into like the finance stuff. I'm gonna be talking about some tech stuff as well. I'm gonna be doing some stuff on the crypto space. I'm definitely into the crypto space. I'm gonna be doing more on the L Selector lifestyle finance. The basketball's gonna always be there. I'll be doing the boxing, of course, but I'm gonna be leaning more, especially as 2022 goes. I'm gonna be leaning more towards technology base and finance, just because that's where the world is going, and that's what I'm more into. That's my thing. It's my repertoire. So I'm going to be going into that, and also travel as well. I told you I was going to go out to Brazil, right? So they're heading
Yeah,
out
man.
to Brazil and maybe a few other, well, of course, not even maybe a few other countries as well. And that's about it. Like honestly, and
Is
then
that
do
work
some
though?
vlogs.
Is that work or is that just leisure?
When I go to Brazil, I'm going to be doing a mixture of a little bit of both. So it's going to be leisure and work at the same time. As far as work goes, I'm going to be trying to connect with certain people out there and looking at certain prices for just certain lands that they have in that place over there. Just because I'm looking at trying to do some new things with and add to my portfolio. So I really want to spend some time out there. I heard there's a lot of great opportunity out there. I've been connected with several people out there, so definitely work. And also I'm going to be doing a lot of recording as well too, so to expand the channel. So I really want to put out content as well,
Oh yeah,
but
bro.
predominantly land and stuff like that over there, just because land is it's getting hard to come by, and it's not
Yeah,
getting any cheaper, right? So
for real. Yo,
definitely.
a travel blog like a blog in Brazil would fucking create a lot of traffic, brother.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely, bro. That is of course on the picture as well, bro. hmm
But yeah, hey, Poodle wants to go on your shit. Yeah, subscribe to him, Poodle.
Subscribe, bro.
Subscribe to L Selector Finance and Lifestyle Show. Also, what's the basketball channel? It's the L Selector.
L Selector on YouTube, bro. L Selector. I'll send it
L
to you right now.
Selector on YouTube. And we're out of here, guys. You guys already heard it. This was a fucking great show. A bunch of shit. We went through everything. I don't fuck with boxing at night. I just fuck with everything, brother. So it's what it is. Wait up, let me see something in chat. Yeah, the L Selector. Let me get this out real quick.
Yeah, so two channels: L Selector Lifestyle and Finance, and then the other channels straight basketball, boxing. L Selector.
Subscribe to L Selector,
Yeah.
Poodle. It's gonna be some shit he's gonna drop. But in any case, the man always has knowledge, so you could catch him on panels too. I'm gonna jump on his panel. I've seen him up a couple times, but like I said, the thing that gets me off is the whole basketball. I'm like fucking piece of shit
I feel
Lakers.
you. I feel
You
you.
know
I
what I'm
feel
saying?
you.
The Raptors are doing decent, right? I mean, for the
Yeah.
fucking roster.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk your head off. I'm gonna get off right here, and we're out of here,
Yeah.
guys.
All right.
Selector, subscribe to L Selector, and for what Rapid Combat Sports, we're out of here.
Peace.
Peace.